damp and raw day here in Southwest Virginia. The temperature in the mid-50s. A steady rain has been falling all day, and more of the wet stuff is expected as we progress through today's game. About 30 degrees cooler than it would be were this a Miami home game. But despite the weather, the fans are here at Lane Stadium as always in full force. The 71st straight sellout here as the Hokies get ready to take part in some of college football's best known traditions, touching the Hokie stone and entering the field to the strains of Enter Sandman. And another of the great traditions, the three flags leading the way as the Hokies take the field. Welcome everybody to the only game today between two ranked teams. Sean McDonough along with Matt Millen, delighted to have you with us. Matt, Miami, to me, the best story in college football so far this year. Unranked before the season began. Murderous schedule to start the year. A lot of people thought they'd go 0-4. They're 2-0 with wins against Florida State and Georgia Tech. A lot of people asking, is the U for real? To Corey Harris and some of his teammates making believers of a lot of folks.
Yeah, and with good reason, because, you know, I think when you thought of the University of Miami, you knew they had pieces of the puzzle, but they needed that last piece, and that's Corey Harris. Now, what he does, really, from a football standpoint, he's a very accurate passer. He also has the benefit of having a very good offensive line in front of him, because really he has not been touched the first 3 games of the season. So that, of course, is going to be a big deal today in a football game. Virginia Tech got to get pressure on him.
So Corey Harris emerging as a Heisman Trophy candidate. We'll find out perhaps today if Miami is indeed back as they play another ranked opponent, Virginia Tech, 2-1 after their narrow win here last week in dramatic fashion against Nebraska. One of the concerns for Virginia Tech, a new concern, the defense ranked 77th in the country so far this year.
And they know it, and they've addressed it, they've talked about it. But in today's football game, that's going to be the main thing for the Virginia Tech Hokies, because if they do not get pressure on Corey Harris, and if this guy right here, Jason Whirls, if he does not have a good day coming off the edge and forcing him to make bad throws, it could be a long day. Now, they run the football well, but defense is the name of the game. If Corey Harris gets out of the first few series with a clean jersey, that's a bad sign.
This is a great rivalry. They were together in the Big East, now in the ACC. The opening kickoff from Blacksburg right after this. Back in Blacksburg, Miami and Virginia Tech meeting for the 18th straight year. Miami won the toss and deferred, so the Hurricanes will kick off. Dyrell Roberts brought the opening kickoff last week, back 76 yards against Nebraska to set up a touchdown in their opener. He took one all the way, 98 yards for a score against Alabama. Alex Uribe's kick is short, and it's David Wilson, the true freshman. Miami's had trouble so far in this 2-0 start in kickoff coverage. They did a decent job there, knocking Wilson down to the 31. We welcome in Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, as you can see, it is a downpour here, and it's been raining all day. The field actually held up very well, though, in warm-ups. The field coordinators, Emron and Nick, told me that because it's a sand-based root system, it drains very well. Add that to the fact that they've brought in this huge machine. This is called a solar air vacuum. It's got 12 different drains that can handle about 5 to 6 inches of water. They do not expect it to be an issue today.
And they're very proud of this state-of-the-art drainage system. And on the first play from scrimmage, it's Ryan Williams for 11 yards, the redshirt freshman who rushed for 107 last week against Nebraska. That back-to-back 100-yard games also went over the century mark against Marshall.
This is a running team, this Virginia Tech team. When you look at them, Ryan Williams has to be a big part of that, as well as this offensive line who's going against a smaller defensive front in Miami.
Virginia Tech 2-1, but they have struggled on offense. And that's been the story for several seasons here in Blacksburg now. Williams again tackled by Daryl Sharpton, the middle linebacker. And let's take a look at today's impact players for Virginia Tech.
Well, he's averaging over 100 yards a game, and they don't even know how good this kid is. He's getting better as the weeks go on. Darrell Roberts is a big play receiver, can make plays down the field as well as in the return game. But defensively today, Jason Worlds is going to be the guy who's going to have a lot of pressure on him. He's got to get pressure on Shakori Harris.
From their own 45, 2nd and 6. Good ball faking by Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback, and it's Williams slashing out near midfield. They're going to mark him down back at the Virginia Tech 49. Tackled by Colin McCarthy, junior outside linebacker.
Sean, you and I had a chance to talk with Ryan Williams a week ago, and he's a redshirt freshman, but he's a very mature kid, and he's a very focused kid. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He's a powerful runner, but runs very, very well with his eyes.
3rd down and 2 for Virginia Tech. Tyrod Taylor throws it in the flat, and it is dropped. He had his fullback Kenny Jefferson. Good call that they did not execute, and Virginia Tech will have to punt.
And you can't put that on the quarterback. Jefferson's got to come down with that ball. Run, then play action is what you should see a lot of today out of Virginia Tech.
Brent Bowden, the senior punter, 4th in the country, number 1 in the ACC with that 46.3-yard average. Kicking it away to Greg Cooper, one of the most dangerous return men in the country. And Cooper caught it in traffic, decided to forego the fair catch, and he swarmed under immediately at the 16-yard line. Zach Luckett leading the coverage unit. He's one of their special team standouts. 36-yard punt, and credit Cooper with a 1-yard return. So here comes Miami, led by Shakori Harris, the sophomore out of Northwestern High School in Miami, where he played on a couple of state championship teams and a team that was picked number 1 in the country nationally by USA Today and Sports Illustrated. They've played 2 games. He's been the player of the week in conference both times. Comes out throwing, and it is caught but out of bounds by Leonard Hankerson, with Rashad Carmichael in coverage on the big target. Hankerson is 6'3".
Just a little bit outside. Now Rashad Carmichael does a nice job of using that sideline as the extra defender. He tried to push him as far to the sideline as he could.
Came out throwing on 1st down, and that has been one of their tendencies this year. They will throw it a lot on 1st and 10. That was the 28th 1st down pass this year for Harris. Now they go to the run, and Javaris James was tripped up by Barkwell Rivers, the leading tackler so far this year for Virginia Tech. They're impact players for Miami.
Well, Javaris James, it's the running game. And Javaris James can make a lot of big plays in the running game. The downhill runner, as is Greg Cooper. Greg Cooper, he's got a lot of big play in him. When you put the whole thing, you got to have some speed down the field, and that's going to fall on the shoulders of Travis Benjamin. Benjamin can fly.
Just over 4-2 in the 40 for Benjamin. 3rd and 9. A blitz. Harris rolled away from it and is on target for the 1st down. Out near the 33-yard line, it's Leonard Hankerson again. He's become the leader of that receiver group, according to the new offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple.
They're going to come right up inside. A-gap blitz. It's the toughest thing to pick up in protection, and they need to get pressure on Shakori Harris, but he also has the ability to move around in the pocket. He handles the pocket very, very well.
He's not a pull it down and run kind of quarterback, but he has nice movement in the pocket to get that extra second or so to get a throw off. Back to the run with Javaris James, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Cody Grimm made the tackle. There's Mark Whipple in his first year as offensive coordinator, with years of experience in the NFL, quarterback coach with the Eagles and Steelers, and a very successful college head coach at UMass, where he won a national championship. Brown and New Haven, regarded as an excellent offensive mind, and he's lived up to that reputation in the first 2 games. Brought a pro-style attack. Here comes a blitz, and Harris, the ball is free. It's a fumble, at least for the moment. Recovered by the Hokies. Dorian Porch knocked it out.
He came off the corner. They brought the blitz. Porch the safety, and they'll probably check this to see if Ja'Cory Harris wasn't in his throwing motion. You're going to watch him come right off the edge. He just start. No, that's a fumble. That's a fumble. And Kadero Tom, he tries to pick that one up and looks like a defensive lineman, of course.
He couldn't pick it up. Give Porch credit. Not only did he blitz and knock the ball out, but he went in hot pursuit of the ball, and after it squirted away from Thompson, Porch recovered it as well. Senior from Calhoun, Georgia, with a big play. They are reviewing it.
That's a great call by Bud Stevens, Foster, rather, the defensive coordinator. They know they have to get pressure on this guy. For the first 2 games of the season, Ja'Cory Harris has not had any pressure. So now in this first series, you see an A-gap blitz up inside, attacking their protection, and then again bringing more people than they have to block off the edge, and Porch is able to get some pressure. The arm has to be this throwing motion has to start going forward. It looked as if it was still coming back.
It is close, and that's the reason the replay review is taking quite a while, and it has the crowd here anxious. Conference game, so of course ACC officials, the referee Tom Zamorski.
On the field stands. First down.
It's good officiating, and that's why they have that system in place. You can go back and check it and get it right.
Well, the formula at Virginia Tech has been defense and special teams leading the way, the offense doing just enough to win, as was the case last week when they rallied in the last 2 minutes to beat Nebraska. And the offense capitalized on the turnover. From the 11-yard line, Ryan Williams, the lone back. Williams fighting for extra yardage. He's down to the 8-yard line, gained 3. And that's an improvement on first down of a week ago when they averaged 1.3 yards per first down against a very good Cornhusker defense.
Yeah, and a very good, probably the best defensive lineman I've watched all season, Ndamukong Suh. I mean, we called him the Indominator, and he deserved it because that kid was everywhere.
He certainly lived up to the hype. Out of the gun, design quarterback draw for Tyrod Taylor, and he could not turn the corner. Run down by one of the fastest men in college football, Sam Shields, the former wide receiver who's made the transition to cornerback. As a senior, he runs a 4.2 40, the fastest player on the Canes team.
You can see him right there, number 9. You're not going to get the edge on Shields. Shields can fly. What really impresses me about him, usually when you take a receiver and you put him on defense, they're not the most aggressive guys. This kid, he'll throw his face in. He's not afraid to get physical.
3rd and 6. They could get another first down near the 1. Taylor under duress. And there's flags down as the pass is incomplete in the end zone. Looking for Greg Boone, the tight end. Vaughn Telemack had tight coverage and too tight in the opinion of the officials.
Yeah, they brought pressure off the edge.
Pass interference. Number 7 of the defense. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
You're going to see number 7, Telemack. Watch the tight end right down here. They're going to bring pressure off the edge. And then Telemack right there. Here's the matchup. Hands inside. It's on his hip. Ooh, it's a tough call. I mean, Pete, personally, that's good defense to me.
Well, you played defense.
Yeah, a little bit. And I would have held a lot better than he did.
1st and goal from the 2. Ryan Williams, touchdown Virginia Tech.
they call that down here, Sean? Beamer ball. Get the turnover, play good defense, punch it in.
7th touchdown already for Ryan Williams. The start of his 4th game of the year. He leads the ACC in touchdowns scored. Matt Waldron, 5th-year senior walk-on kicker, first year as a starter, and he's perfect so far this year in field goals and point afters. The fumble set it up. The Hokies go 11 yards in 3 plays and lead Miami 7-0.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Ryan Williams, the first touchdown of the game, just more than 5 minutes in. Corey Harris fumbled.
Hey, Sean, look right there. Remember we said at the start, if he gets out of that first quarter with a clean jersey, that's a bad sign for Virginia Tech. Well, it's dirty already. That's a good sign for Virginia Tech.
Justin Meyer to kick off. And it'll come down to another speedster with 4.2 plus speed, Travis Benjamin. He's a track athlete at Miami as well. And the ball came up, but he's ruled down at the 28. Lindell Gibson, the coverage. Eddie Whitley came up with the ball, but Benjamin had already been deemed down by contact by this officiating crew.
Looks like the knee's down already. That's a good call by the officials.
And now Harris been praised for his poise in the early going. That'll be tested early today. And he comes out, throwing incomplete. Rashad Carmichael had coverage on Travis Benjamin. In fact, Gino Torretta, the great Miami quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner, says the thing that impresses him most about Harris through the first 2 games of the year, his great poise and confidence.
Yeah, when he stands, you can see in the first down, 28 out of 50 throws. That's what, 56% they're throwing on first down. That's not uncommon for a Miami team when they have a good quarterback.
Flags down, and they will stop it. There was movement across the line by Cordero Thompson. Virginia Tech is dinged up in that defensive front.
Offsides by contact against the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
John Graves, who ordinarily starts alongside Thompson at defensive tackle, suffered an ankle sprain last week. Had limited practice time, and they didn't know how much he'd play today. Right now, there's Demetrius Taylor in for Graves, and they lose some size at that position. Taylor used to be a linebacker. He's just 273 at D tackle.
And he's a 6-footer. I'll tell you what he is, boy. He is stacked. That kid, and he is slapped together. He's playing against a big offensive line. He's playing against Franklin, who's 6'7".
They just did get the playoff. And it's Javaris James for a hard-earned 2 to the 35 as we bring back in Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, we've already seen the football slip out a couple of times. Ja'Cory Harris keeps trying to wipe off his right throwing hand. He keeps looking at it, blowing on it. Because the rain's coming down so hard right now, your fingers kind of get webbed up like you've been in the bathtub too long. And guys, keep in mind they're brand new Nike balls, and you can see some of the height that keeps coming off on his hand. His hand is red. He keeps trying to wipe off that residue, but it's causing some issues.
You know, Holly, the thing that surprised me, down in Miami, they're in the wet weather a lot. He should be used to this. They practice in it, they play in it, so the weather part of it shouldn't be an issue for him. And you can see he also has a visor. And a lot of times they spray that stuff so the water just kind of falls right off it. But this is not a situation that he should be uncomfortable with.
The officials are conferring. So Corey Harris takes advantage of the opportunity to go over and speak with Mark Whipple. Mark Whipple's done great work with Ja'Cory Harris. The offense that Mark Whipple has brought seems to fit the athletes that he has, that tall, fast wide receiver group in particular. but he's done a great job tutoring this young quarterback.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's got a great reputation with quarterback. He's got a great reputation not only in the NCAA, but at the next level, just in terms of understanding offense and how it works. He's done a great job down here so far.
Whipple worked with the rookie Ben Roethlisberger and helped the Steelers win the Super Bowl when he was the quarterback coach of the Steelers. 3rd down and 3. And James didn't even get to the line of scrimmage. Jake Johnson.
Sean, that was excellent Virginia Tech defense. Now, Jake Johnson's a recipient of a whole surge. But that whole right side, they read it fine, got off their blocks, and they just collapsed that whole right side.
Matt Bosher to punt. They come after him, and they almost got it. It's a booming punt up into the raindrops, and a fair catch is muffed by J. Ron Hosley. And the crowd breathes a sigh of relief as the Hokies get it back at the 11-yard line. Cam Chancellor in the right place at the right time for Virginia Tech. The Hokies leading 7-0.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. Dr. Pepper, drink it slow. Doctor's orders. And Allstate, proud sponsors of college football. Are you in good hands?
Yesterday morning, Tyrod Taylor, Cam Chancellor paid a visit to the local elementary school, answering questions, reading books, part of their community outreach. Those young fans are very happy about what the Hokies have accomplished so far today. Ryan Williams carries on 1st down out to the 15. That program, Herma's Readers, Frank Beamer's mom, Herma, was a teacher. And her son is a terrific coach, now in his 23rd season at his alma mater. 179 wins here, 221 when you count his tenure at Murray State. Only Joe Paterno and Bobby Bowden have more wins among active coaches at this level.
I heard of those guys too.
Williams again knocked down at the 20 by Brandon Harris, just short of the 1st down.
Sean, that's what I was talking about earlier. You can see here Tyrod Taylor. This was just a week ago, making the big plays with his feet and then pushing the ball down the field. This at the end of the game. The back end of Darrell Roberts for the touchdown, but that whole thing was set up by the ability of Tyrod Taylor to move in the pocket.
Now a big 3rd down and short, and it's Williams. Looked like he might have difficulty getting the necessary yardage, but he found a crease. Colin McCarthy and Randy Phillips credited with the tackle, but the play goes to the 26 and a 1st down. Already 8 carries here in the 1st quarter for Ryan Williams for 39 yards.
Both of these offenses, their offensive lines, there's a distinct size advantage versus the respective defenses. Virginia Tech, that's a big offensive line going against a smaller defensive front with the Hurricanes.
Play action pass. Taylor started to scramble, now runs away.
Has him wide open.
Keeping the play alive, reminiscent of the touchdown that won the game last week, but the throw was low and Williams couldn't scoop it at the 50-yard line.
Sean, Ryan Williams came open so fast he didn't know what to do. He turned his back to, and he turned forward to Tyrod Taylor and was just waving his hands. Ooh, that looks like it could be a catch right there. He got his hands underneath.
And the crowd agrees with you. They just showed that replay on the board here at Lane Stadium. And now the officials are going to take a longer look.
That looks like a catch. He has control of it the whole time. And Tyrod Taylor was able to get out to the right side and throw that ball, and he underthrew it. But had he been able to compose himself, There was nobody down that whole right sideline. Could have been a huge play. Watch his hands get underneath, and then he has to maintain control, which that looks like that's a catch.
I'm inclined to agree with you, although the call was incomplete, so the replay has to prove conclusively that the call was wrong on the field. I'm not 100% sure that it does, but I'm with you. I think that's a catch.
Yeah, that looks like it could. I don't know if it's indisputable visual evidence, but it's pretty darn close.
When we talk about this Virginia Tech offense, Matt, the last 3 seasons, 99th or worse in the country in total offense, but at the same time, the last 5 years, Virginia Tech has won at least 10 games every season. That's the number they care about. Frank Beamer says he doesn't care about the offensive stats, but the coaches do look at a couple of numbers on offense. They prefer not to look at those. When we talked to Brian Steinspring yesterday, the offensive coordinator, he said one of the things we strive for, 4.5 yards per carry, and so far so good, getting that and more from Ryan Williams.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. And when you go back to what you said about Frank Beamer, never really cares about the bottom line, which is win.
The player did control the ball. It will be Virginia's ball first down on the 49-yard line.
Now again, we go back. We showed that clip of last week with Tyrod Taylor buying time with his feet and able to find the touchdown in the back of the end zone, and it's the same case here. And this is one of those things, Sean. This is hard to coach. If you're the offensive coordinator, it's hard to coach that guy, but it's equally hard to coach against, because you never know when where the guy's going to be and when he's going to do it.
They also strive for 60% completion percentage. Taylor has not been always as accurate as they would like him to be. That one goes now for a 23-yard gain after the replay review, and it's Ryan Williams, tripped up by Von Telemack. Williams did manage to cross midfield and gain 1.5 yards before the native of Long Beach, California, tackled him. Randy Shannon, in his 3rd season as head coach at Miami, was below 500 for the first 2 years at 12-13. Started the year on the hot seat with his team of surprising success. We asked him the other day, is the seat less hot? He said, no, this is Miami. It's always hot. Even when you're winning, it's hot. Ryan Williams into the line, and that's about it. Colin McCarthy, the junior from Clearwater, made the tackle.
One thing Randy Shannon has always done, he's always recruited pretty well, and he's always recruited guys who can run. And when you look at this Miami defense, especially in the secondary, they all can fly. They all run very, very well. The linebacker core runs very, very well. So in this Virginia Tech, if you're going to try to outrun them to the edges, you're not going to get there.
3rd down and 8. Virginia Tech leading 7-0, under 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Taylor has a man open down the middle. Caught! Jared Boykin, touchdown Hokies.
They came with a blitz up inside, and Virginia Tech picked it up. Tyrod Taylor had the time and the vision and just laid it out there. Just let him go run and get it. Couldn't have been thrown better.
Matt Waldron. That's the extra point. Jared Boykin on the receiving end of a 48-yard touchdown pass, completing an 89-yard drive for Tyrod Taylor and the Hokies. Last year, Virginia Tech had 2 touchdown receptions all year by a wide receiver. Jared Boykin had both of them. He beat Chavez Grant on that touchdown score. Already this year, Tyrod Taylor's thrown 4 touchdown passes. He had 2 all of last season. Justin Meyer kicks off into a driving rain now. It's raining harder than it has all day right now. Flags down. Travis Benjamin down at the 32-yard line. Tackled by Cody Grimm, the starting linebacker, out there covering kickoffs. They put a lot of starters on special teams. One of the reasons why the Hokies excel in special teams play.
During the return, blocking the back, number 20 of the receiving team. 10 yards to stop a foul. First down.
John, let's go back to that touchdown and just look at the anatomy of it. First of all, they're bringing 4 to the right side. It's a nice job. Watch Ryan Williams right there with the block. Good job by DeChristopher. They pick up the blitz. And then down the field, you see Boykin starts his route. Sevis Grant has no help on the inside, and he knows it gets too high and gets turned around, makes a mistake, looks back when you're in man coverage, trips and falls, and it's history. And nobody knew it more than he did as soon as it happened.
Well, Miami battled back a couple of times in the opener on the road in Tallahassee to beat Florida State. And they're facing their biggest adversity of the young season right now. Greg Cooper, the ball carrier, just past the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Demetrius Taylor in there for the injured John Graves, made the tackle for the Hokies.
Sean, you mentioned about John Graves not being in here, and this Demetrius Taylor, you know, he's only a 6-footer, and that's tops. He's 275 to 80 pounds, and he plays with great leverage. Look how thick he is. And you see Franklin's 6'7", so he has natural leverage in that position right away.
Taylor benches 475 pounds, a slant, and it's right on the money. LaRon Byrd with a big gainer. Out to the 39-yard line, tackled by Stephon Virgil, their outstanding cornerback who did not play last week against Nebraska with a bruised knee.
Boy, you like the poise right there of Ja'Cory Harris just standing inside, rain driving, down by 14. Not a big deal, knows exactly where he wants to go. Takes a step, bam, ball comes out right on line, right through the rain, big first down.
Well, he's confident without being cocky. Randy Shannon says that confidence is largely because he has faith in this offensive line that was thought perhaps to be a question mark when the year began. And he knows he has excellent running backs and receivers. Miami back to the ground game. Greg Cooper for 1.5 yards, and we send you back to Times Square studio in New York.
Hey there, everyone. I'm Matt Weiner. I'm the guy who'll keep you in the know with scores and highlights from around the country.
Let's start with this Taco Bell update. TCU has made a habit out of beating teams from the Big Six conferences at Clemson today. Andy Dalton, the Curtis Clay. Horned Frogs with a 7-3 leader.
Go with an unbalanced line here, Sean, to the right side.
And Harris almost threw an interception, tried to throw a shovel pass as he was about to be sacked. He threw it away and almost threw an interception as Cody Grimm came on the blitz and got to Harris.
Cody Grimm comes off the edge. They go unbalanced to this side. Grimm from the safety comes from the other side. And Ja'Cory Harris, look at the great presence. Now, not a great decision necessarily because it could have been picked, but he maintains a presence even as he's falling down.
Lindell Gibson, backup linebacker, almost picked it off. Grimm, the former walk-on, the son of the great Washington Redskin offensive lineman, the Hog, Russ Grimm, now associate head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. A screen, and it is incomplete. Trying to set up Greg Cooper, and it hit the wet turf, and Miami will have to punt. Well, this week, Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator, challenged his group to get back to living up to the traditions of Hokie defense. Put a note in all of their lockers reminding them of the history of the statistics. Top 7 in the country in total defense each of the last 5 years. 77 so far this year. That defense has answered. And Bosher again under some heat. Got the punt off. And the fair catch made by J-Ron Hosley, who muffed the last punt. And so far today against Bud Foster's defense, Miami's run 13 plays for a total of 25 yards. Virginia Tech started today 107th in the nation against the run and 77th in total defense after 5 straight years in the top 7 in the country. So the players earlier this week all had a note. They had the responsibility to uphold the tradition of great defense here. On first down, Ryan Williams ahead for 3 to the 24.
This is where Virginia Tech likes to have it. They're good with points at their back, and that's when their running game can really start to come alive. And then they love the play action off the running game. They would like to be able to get Ryan Williams just start coming downhill play after play.
Tyrod Taylor out of the gun. Take the handoff, and he keeps it. And runs out of bounds at the 45. Chased out by Randy Phillips. 21 yards. And all of a sudden, this is becoming a big play offense for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, and it's all set up off of this run. You're going to watch the fake inside. It's going to draw people down inside. Nice job right here with the block. And then Tyrod Taylor off to the races, but he knows that the posse is on his. He knows he's not outrunning this group.
Play action pass, and Taylor throwing a deep ball with one-on-one coverage, and it's broken up. Sam Shields, excellent work against Jarrett Boykin. Holly?
Miami is already without starting defensive end on the right side, Andrew Smith, who didn't make the trip. But his backup, Olivier Vernon, is also out right now. He has a right ankle injury. They've retaped him here on the sideline, but in his place, Eric Moncour has been playing. Now, Randy Shannon told us this week, Moncour coming back from that abdominal injury, his reps might be limited because he's not back in great condition yet. So keep an eye on that right side of the defensive front, guys. They are down almost 2 guys now.
It's a good call by you, Hal, because they're going to need to get the rush on Tyrod Taylor. Not necessarily the pass rush, but when he takes off and runs.
Josh Oglesby on 2nd and 10, rumbles for 13 and a first down. JoJo Nicholas, the backup safety, made the tackle. Well, the Hokies, after an 89-yard touchdown drive in their last possession, their longest scoring drive of the year, marching again.
They're just body punching him right now. And it's like we said at the start of the game, this is a running team.
They come quickly to the line, and it's Oglesby with a flag thrown where you'd expect a holding call. Oglesby got 2 to the 40. Penalties early last week against Nebraska while on offense really derailed the Virginia Tech offense. Looked like they were developing some rhythm early in last week's game, and the penalties took them out of it.
Sean Sergio Render, their guard,
Repeat first down.
is down.
And up and running off now. Senior making his 44th career start out of Noonan, Georgia. By his own admission, he's a country boy, he told us. Loves to hunt and fish.
He loves his hunting and fishing right now. Right now he's not going to do much casting with that right arm. Looks like maybe a stinger or something like that. Who knows? But he'll be back in. Just judging off the way he's moving around down there.
Penalty has the Hokies back at their own 48. Final minute of the first quarter. Virginia Tech dominating Miami, leading 14-0. Ryan Williams back in there. This was a Miami team after being 500. Actually a game below 500 in Randy Shannon's first 2 years. Unranked in the preseason, picked 4th in the ACC Coastal Division in the preseason media poll. And the players say they've used those slights as motivation at the start of this season against one of the most difficult schedules any team has faced in recent years to start a year in college football. They've defeated Florida State on the road and Georgia Tech at home. But against this ranked opponent, dominated so far in the first 15 minutes. Virginia Tech 14, Miami nothing after the first quarter here in Blacksburg. Back in rainy Blacksburg, Sean McDonough, Matt Millen, Holly Rowe, and a sellout crowd of better than 66,000 here at Lane Stadium. Virginia Tech leads 14-0 as we go to the second quarter. On second down from the 50-yard line, it's Ryan Williams for a yard. Sergio Render has returned to that offensive line. That left guard for Virginia Tech, although he's still moving around gingerly.
That's a big, powerful man. And he's pretty good in space. When he pulls, you know, he can locate guys. He's kind of the leader of that offensive line. He and Big Ed Wang, number 77. You can see him right there on the left side.
Taylor on third down and long, flag down in the offensive backfield. Taylor stopped short of a first down at the 35-yard line, and it's another holding penalty against Virginia Tech.
Holding, 77 to the offense, 10 yards from previous spot, repeat third down.
Ed Wang, the senior left tackle from Ashburn, Virginia.
Yeah, you can see 62. DeChristopher is down. Watch Ed Wang over here, number 77, can take an inside move, and he clamps down on him right there. The official's going to see that across his chest, and he goes ahead and throws that. And there's DeChristopher. Oh, I didn't even like to look at that. Oh, that looks ugly.
Blake DeChristopher is the starting right tackle, just a sophomore from Midlothian, Virginia. And this is a line that's been criticized in recent years with the lack of production from the offense as a whole. Penalties again hurting. They're back at the 41-yard line. Third down and 27. And it's Ryan Williams for the 45. Colin McCarthy to stop, and we'll check out the Pacific Life game summary. Total domination in the first quarter for Virginia Tech. They forced a Ja'Cory Harris fumble that led to the first score of the game, and then an impressive 89-yard touchdown drive rather, capped on a 48-yard touchdown pass. Taylor to Boykin. Brent Bowden has trouble with a high snap, still can't pick it up, and Miami's going to take over with great field position at the 23-yard line. Kendall Tompkins the beneficiary.
That's as good as a that's as good as a 70-yard return right there, Sean. Bowden just you know, we talk about the receivers being able to handle it, and you talk about the quarterback being able to handle it, and you forget about the special teams part of it. It's right here, Bowden, that's not handled and should have been.
Miami needed a break, try to turn the momentum. Ball spotted at the 23. They came on a blitz and didn't get to Ja'Cory Harris, and his pass is ruled incomplete. Juggled and then dropped, and clearly the wet conditions are causing problems on both sides. Travis Benjamin couldn't hang on. Cam Chancellor had the coverage. We welcome back in Holly Rowe.
Well, Matt, you called it before the game. Ja'Cory Harris had that clear visor on. He couldn't see. He's had them take it off. You need major windshield wipers for those things to work right now, guys. It is so bad out here.
And it was another first down pass for Ja'Cory. He's 0 for 3 passing on first down today. And flags and whistles stopped the play right before the snap.
False start, 64 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Jason Fox, team captain, senior out of Fort Worth, Texas, making his 39th career start today. We enjoyed our conversation with Jason. Very well-spoken young man. He's been writing a blog for the Sporting News Today once a week. He said, I don't really write it. I sort of speak it to a writer, and then he writes it.
Yeah, well, one thing about him, that's a smart kid. He knows all the calls, sees everything up there.
Going to graduate in 3.5 years in December. Javaris James swung down for a loss. Again, Cody Grimm, barely 200 pounds, came here as a walk-on. And every time you watch them play, he's all over the field.
John, you are 100% right. The one thing about Cody Grimm, there's just not enough of him. But he doesn't seem to mind, and he makes plays all over the field. He's one of those guys that you look at and you go, you're not big enough. You're probably, you're not strong enough, and you're really not that fast. But how the heck, he makes a play every time you look. He's around, he has great instincts, and he keys and diagnoses very, very well.
Had 7.5 sacks last year and 2 interceptions. 3rd down and 17. Harris under pressure and sacked. Back at the 40-yard line. Jason Worlds right on schedule.
We said at the beginning of the game, if Ja'Cory Harris's jersey's not dirty, that's a bad sign for Virginia Tech. We also said that Jason Worlds is going to have a big game, and boy, did he have a great rush right there. Watch speed first, and then it's just gets him off balance, uses a straight arm, and Peepo, 65, just goes right down. Excellent job. That's great pass rushing there by Worlds.
Well, Matt Bosher on the punt, hanging it high, hoping for a soft landing, and very well done. Landed near the 8 and went out of bounds at the 5. Miami couldn't capitalize on the great field position. We've been counting down the top 30 moments of the last 30 years. When we come back, it's moment number 27.
Wild Wings presents the top 30 plays of the last 30 years. Number 27. In what is now referred to as the Miracle Bowl, BYU overcame a 20-point deficit in the final 3 minutes, made famous by Jim McMahon's 41-yard pass that somehow found Clay Brown on the game's final play from scrimmage. Follow the top 30 countdown all season long, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Jim McMahon and our colleague Craig James, co-MVPs of that game. I'm sure Craig was not enjoying watching that review of one of the top 30 plays of the last 30 years. Be sure to tune in tonight. ABC Saturday Night Football, 8 Eastern, moment number 26, revealed during the Iowa-Penn State game. Out of his own end zone, Tyrod Taylor takes off running now and slides down with a first down. All the way out to the 19-yard line, a gain of 15.
Picked up a nice block there by Jared Boykin, the wide receiver, but this is what Tyrod Taylor does with it. You know he's throwing the ball pretty well, but it's his feet that gets him out of trouble, but more than that, creates problems for the defense. Here you can see as he rolls out to the right, he's able to look down the field and make a big play to Ryan Williams, and then the big run that he has. All this does is it slows the defense down just a tad.
Ryan Williams stopped at the line for no gain. Marcus Robinson, fine defensive play, sophomore defensive end from Homestead, Florida, and once again Sergio Render is injured. Holly Rowe told us during the commercial break that they taped the ankle of Blake DeChristopher, and the Hokies are hopeful that he'll be able to return to right tackle, and that's good news because it looked ugly when he got hit from the side and his leg buckled.
It almost looked like it could be a knee, but you also notice that he's wearing those knee braces, and that's a good thing. They came in, those braces came in back in the early 80s. You can see Sergio Render's wearing the same thing. Most college linemen across the board wear them.
Well, they take a look at Sergio Render, who's now back on his feet. Let's check in with Matt Weiner in New York.
All right, John, Verizon Wireless studio update. Number 6 Cal at Oregon and up 3-0. Make it 3-3 when Jeremiah Masoli hits Ed Hickson 26 yards. They converted a 2-pointer, so 11-3 the Ducks lead.
Big game in the Pac-10 today. Oregon's been struggling to score. Cal perhaps looking ahead to USC and Berkeley next week. 2nd and 11. Taylor has a man, and flags thrown. Dairo Roberts was open as he circled back to the ball, and Brandon Harris tackled him. The ball was underthrown by Taylor. It might have been a touchdown because originally Roberts was behind the defense. But when the throw was short, he circled back, and that's when Harris grabbed him.
Pass interference, number 1 of the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's not a bad play by Brandon Harris. you know you're beat, and you don't have any idea what's going to happen. Just in college football, just go ahead and knock him down. They'll take the penalty. You can play over. It's not like it's a 40 or 50-yard penalty.
Second pass interference penalty against Randy Shannon's defense today. Ball comes out to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech. Leading 14-0. 10.5 to go till halftime. Ryan Williams out to the 38, where Colin McCarthy made another tackle with help from JoJo Nicholas. Holly?
Sergio Render just got hit in the abdominal, lost his breath. They said he's fine, guys. He'll be back.
That's a good sign for them. They need the big power back inside.
Second and 5. Williams, great balance. Looked like he'd be chopped down for a loss. He stayed on his feet. There is a flag down near where the first contact was made on Williams. Colin McCarthy again in on the play for the Miami defense.
Holding, 77 of the offense. 10 yards to the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
Ed Wang again.
That's the second one. It's the 2nd one on Ed Wang, and the tackle by Colin McCarthy is one of a number, and he's an active guy. He's 5 tackles already into this game, but he's always around the football. He's got a little bit of Cody Grimm in him. Same type of guy. Sees things very well. Makes good reads. Reacts very, very well.
Come back from shoulder surgery that limited him to 4 games last year. 2nd and 15. Taylor, couple fakes, and then a shovel pass. Ryan Williams with room up the middle. First down to the 46-yard line. Again, they needed the secondary to take him down. JoJo Nicholas and Randy Phillips.
Watch this. Tyrod Taylor is just going to, looking down the field, they get everybody spread, and then they just dump it back underneath. And Ryan Williams just uses, like I said, he has excellent vision. He runs well with his eyes. Picks up the first down.
With a gain of 17. They needed 15 to move the chains. Taylor out of the gun. More faking. And now he runs. Well, Brian Steinspring, the offensive coordinator, told us he believes they have the talent to be a good offensive team. He was very disappointed with the way they played last week. He was obviously delighted that they pulled it out with a drive of the last 2 minutes. But he told us he came in Sunday morning after the game, 5 a.m., put together a tape of about 15 plays that didn't work from last week. And he wanted to show his team on so many of these plays, it's just one little thing, a block, a route run better, a better decision by the quarterback. He thought they were very close to being a crisp offense. They've been that today. Josh Oglesby refusing to go down. Finally corralled by the last man who could stop him, Sam Shields.
All you high school running backs out there, watch this closely. This is a refusal to go down. Keep your head up. Keep your feet moving. Keep driving through. Watch. Stop. Come back inside. Now don't quit. That is outstanding by Oglesby.
Powerful runner at 5'11", 210 pounds. Sophomore from Garner, North Carolina. First down, Hokies. Now they take a 3-score lead. It's Oglesby again. He has good bloodlines. His dad, Ike, was an excellent running back at North Carolina in the early 70s and is 14th still on the Tar Heels all-time rushing list.
He's got good bloodlines, and he also has good power. And he's a versatile guy. He catches the ball well. He's a good blocker. But they have a dearth of running backs here at Virginia Tech.
They lost Darren Evans in the preseason to a knee injury. That caused some concern, but they have 3 guys who are talented running backs doing the job well here in the first 4 games of the year. Ryan Williams came back in and carried down to the 12, where he was stopped by Colin McCarthy.
Sean, you know what was impressive when we talked to Brian Steinspring the other day was that he put a lot of it on himself. He said, you know, he was disappointed with some of the calls that he made, that they didn't work right, that they didn't get into a flow, and he put that all back on him.
He said a couple of those 15 plays, he asked the team, what's wrong with this play? And they looked at him, he said, it was a bad call by me. I need to do a better job.
And he stood up. Yeah, that was good.
He's been making good calls today. And confusion now. Just when we start singing the praises of the offense, they have to use the timeout.
That's their first
you jinxed him. I'm blaming you.
30-second timeout. The immediate timeout.
You know how football players huddle before every play? And what are they talking about in that huddle? Football. What are we talking about in this huddle? Football. It's like football exists to make us grill. This is no coincidence.
We're not huddling.
Oh, we're huddling.
Yeah, huddling. Don't.
Hey, it's great to see you back after that accident.
Well, I couldn't have gotten by without it.
Is that different than health insurance?
Well, yeah, Affleck pays you cash to help with the bills that health insurance doesn't cover.
Really?
Well, if you're hurt and can't work, who's going to help pay for gas, the mortgage, all kinds of expenses?
Affleck! It's the protection you need to help stay ahead of the game.
Exactly.
Affleck, we've got you under our wing.
Affleck, 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 Affleck.
You don't see all the 5,000 quality tests we put the Nissan Altima through. But you can see the result. The Nissan Altima, ranked highest mid-size car in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. Right now, lease a new Nissan Altima for just $199 a month or get $1,500 cash back. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Tailgate Week, presented by Kingsford Charcoal, Nissan Maxima, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy, and Affleck, we've got you under our wing.
Tailgate Week presented by Kingsford Charcoal continues from Blacksburg, where they love those turkey legs. Gobblers, that's one of their nicknames. They're the Hokies, but the Gobblers also a part of their history. They play that gobbling sound effect after big plays. They've used that a lot today. Tyrod Taylor on third down does not appear to have the first down. Just about a full yard shy at the 8. The crowd wants Frank Beamer to go for it, but that's not his style. He's all about field position and defense. When you have a chance to tack points on, take a 3-score lead, do it.
And that's the smart move. Because right now his defense is playing very, very well. So he's going to take the points and say, listen, I don't believe that your offense can do anything against our defense, especially considering the field position we gave you the last time, and you got nothing.
Matt Waldron. And he missed it. His first career miss.
Then again, maybe he should have gone for it.
Chip shot field goal at 25 yards, missed wide right by the 5th-year senior, transfer from Penn State, where he never kicked in a game. It's his first year as the starting kicker. The snap was a little high, but he kicked a wet one wide to the right, to the delight of Randy Shannon.
And still keeps it a 2-score game, but now it comes back to that Miami offense and all the superlatives that we've been dumping on. They have to show up, and it's going to come back to the offensive line and Sha'Carri Harris. That's the bottom line. Sha'Carri Harris going to have to make some plays here.
Off to a slow start. He completed 69.5% of his passes in the first 2 games, and that pass is incomplete. He was looking for Leonard Hankerson.
And he had Hankerson open. That's an underthrown ball. That's one he'd like to have back.
Hit Barkwell Rivers, who had his back turned running in coverage. It's a good matchup for Miami. They had the linebacker covering Hankerson.
Hankerson's got speed. Sha'Carri Harris knows it. He's going to like to have that one back. But take a good look at Harris's jersey. It's getting dirtier as we go.
Now 0 for 4 on first down passing. How about those moves by Greg Cooper? Nifty 7-yard run for Cam Chancellor, and Stephon Virgil got him on the ground.
Sean, we talked about having a dirty jersey for Sha'Carri Harris, and this is why. It's the pressure that Virginia Tech has been bringing all game long. You got Cody Grimm, you got Port, Jason Worlds, and then those are just the hits. There have been others. Oh, man.
Cooper punished after a 2-yard loss. Cody Grimm, Stephon Virgil, all there for the Hokie defense.
Let's play meat at the running back right there. That was good team defense. Cody Grimm jumped in on it first, and then it was just a free-for-all. People just throwing their bodies at each other. You know, I always thought when you played in weather like this, Sean, as a player, you always had that feeling like you can't get hurt. It's one of those things, you know, the ground's going to, if your foot gets stuck, it's going to slip out, so you just kind of let it all hang out. It's a lot of fun playing in the slot.
Now Bosher has it blocked. Cam Chancellor blocked it. And it's taken into the end zone for a touchdown by Matt Reedy.
They came close, Sean, on a couple of punts earlier, and this one they got.
And it's been a problem for Bosher. He's a good punter, but that's the 5th career punt he's had blocked. The 123rd non-offensive touchdown scored by Frank Beamer's team in his 23 years as head coach. 61st punt that they've blocked under Beamer. The extra point by Waldron good. 21-0 Virginia Tech. Lane Stadium rocking as we pose the Aflac trivia question. When was the last ACC school, what was the last school to finish undefeated in conference play? It was Jacob Sykes who blocked the punt a moment ago. We called Cam Chancellor number 17, but it was Sykes 37 who blocked the punt. And the short kickoff fielded by Jordan Futch, one of the up men. And Miami will take over at the 36-yard line.
I don't know if he meant to, but he called for a fair catch. Made the catch in the face right there. You just watch the block coming off the edge. You can see Sykes 37, and he comes unimpeded. Nobody touches him. Watch the launch point right there. Well done. And then Reedy's able to pick it up and take it in for the score.
Harris hit as he throws, and it's broken up. Intended for Travis Benjamin. Dorian Porch broke it up. It was Porch who forced the fumble from Harris in the first quarter and recovered it to set up a Virginia Tech touchdown. A defense leading to a touchdown and special teams scoring a touchdown. The familiar formula for the Hokies today.
Yeah, Porch is able to get his hand on it, but the whole thing was forced on the front end by Jason Worlds, who got more pressure on Sha'Carri Harris and more dirt on that jersey.
On 2nd and 10, Greg Cooper in trouble and stopped for a short gain. Rashad Carmichael and Jake Johnson. Let's send you back to the studio for Sports Center right now.
All right, John, Sports Center right now presented by Sprint. Tate Forcier hit Martavius Odoms with 2.5 minutes left as Michigan fought off Indiana to remain unbeaten. And South Florida playing without senior quarterback Matt Brody got 126 yards rushing and a pair of touchdown passes from B.J. Daniels. The freshman led the Bulls over Florida State at Tallahassee.
It is shaping up as a rough day again for ACC. They started the day with 4 ranked teams. They seem to be building back up their image, but this has been a bad day for ACC football. Flag down. LaRon Bird caught the short one over the middle and did not get the first down yardage. Well, this is against Miami. They may turn it down.
Well, Bud Foster, he's not taking that 21 points lightly. He is dialing up blitzes left and right. Brought Carmichael off the corner that time. It's going to be a hold, like you said, against Miami.
Why wouldn't they turn it down? It'd be 4th down. Miami wouldn't go for it on their own 43-yard line, would they? 4th and 3.
Well, maybe they just think with the poor weather, and they just got done blocking a kick. If they can hold them here, they'll get even better field position. But I would have agreed with you. I'd want the ball.
But we're going to have faith in that defense.
It's been playing very, very well today. And like you said, Bud Foster, not afraid to dial up blitzes, but he's bringing it today.
Miami came here 16th in the country in total offense. They've averaged 1 yard per snap today. 21 plays, 21 yards. Greg Cooper. Got out to the 41. Short of the first down.
And here's your answer to what you said just a second ago. Now they're basically in the same situation. And what are you going to do? Are you going to punt or are you going to go for it? The offense runs off. So we rest our case.
I think it's way too early for Randy Shannon to take this kind of a gamble. 4th and 5 on his own 41. Still with more than a half of football to go, and an offense that has shown the ability to score points in bunches, averaging 35.5 points per game against 2 ranked teams, Florida State and Georgia Tech.
But Sean, just to follow up on that point and what we said from the start, was Virginia Tech's defense, they had to become what they've been. And up until this point, they had not shown that. And today, it has been all Virginia Tech defense. They have just shut down this Hurricane offense starting up front and has gotten good pressure. And they've had the answer.
Foster's had one blocked, a couple of other close calls. His 5th punt already. He had 5 total in the first 2 games combined. They don't come after this one, and he hangs it up very high. Daron Holsley, the true freshman, makes the catch at the 12-yard line. 47-yard punt and a timeout with under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Let's put a few thousand kilowatts in a vise. Squeeze some savings back into our budget. Into our attics and walls. Let's locate the original energy source called you and turn that machine up full blast. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Come get 50% more savings on insulation with a new lower price of just $9.37 per roll.
When I think of value, I think of Wrangler. Always have.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Built comfortable. Priced right.
You can pay more, but you won't get more.
Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Even in the most uncertain times, there are some things we know for sure. There will still be weddings, still be babies, and still be bright futures. That's why New York Life has been helping families plan for the expected and unexpected for 164 years. Backed by the highest ratings for financial strength, we're safe and secure, so you can be too. Give your family the gift of a secure financial future. New York Life, the company you keep.
Ready for a refreshing new take on Bud Light? Introducing Bud Light Golden Wheat. All the drinkability of Bud Light brewed with golden wheat for a refreshing new taste. Bud Light Golden Wheat. Light beer, huge flavor.
Over 21 million made ABC Comedy Wednesday the #1 new night for comedy.
Surprise!
And Modern Family a smash hit.
Why are you drinking coffee?
It's my culture. I'm Colombian.
What part of Colombia are those French toaster sticks from?
See why critics in all of America love.
Well, we'll have to have you over.
I love it. We are never having her over.
ABC's Modern Family.
She already slept with 2 dads from the school.
That's horrible.
All new Wednesday, 9/8 Central. Laugh with all of America on ABC Comedy Wednesday.
Back in Blacksburg, Virginia. Time to answer the Athletic Trivia question. The last ACC school to finish undefeated in conference play. This has been a league in which they beat each other up. You have to go back to 2000 in Florida State. Went 8-0 in league play. Then lost to Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl the last time a team went through this league. Undefeated in conference play. As Miami had started with 2 conference wins. And Frank Beamer said it's our first conference game, but it's a big one because Miami already has a jump in the Coastal Division with that 2-0 record.
Yeah, and Frank Beamer knows that if he wants to do anything, he had a tough loss against Alabama to start, but he knows he's got to win this ACC, and he knows that the road to that thing starts this week. And he knew that Miami was an improved team, and he needed to know exactly where they were.
Ryan Williams, the Hokies. Some conservative play here with the lead in the wet conditions late in the half. And Miami will use a timeout now with 2:20 left to go in the half. And by the way, that was by far the longest the league has to go back to find an undefeated team in conference play among all of the major leagues. Back in 2003 was the next closest when Miami of Ohio won it then. Tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC, Joe Paterno and 5th-ranked Penn State host the Iowa Hawkeyes. Darrell Clark and the Nittany Lions saw their unbeaten season. National championship hopes derailed by Iowa's upset in last year's meeting in Iowa City. 24-23 was the final on the last-second field goal. Iowa's won 6 of the last 7 against Penn State now. Penn State with a whiteout at home tonight, hosting Iowa. ABC Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. A big part of Tailgate Week, brought to you by Kingsford Charcoal tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
That is going to be a fun game. They always play great football, those two teams. They match up well. They both want to be physical teams, and that's going to be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I'm coming to your room and you're buying.
There you go. The whole crew. A nice little get together for our entire crew last week to watch the Saturday night game after a terrific ending here in Blacksburg. Tyrod Taylor on 3rd and 3 has the first down. He wanted more as he was into the secondary, but the Canes got him on the ground at the 26.
Tyrod Taylor is on today. He's seeing things, and the game is slow for him. Making nice reads, put that ball in, let everybody collapse on it, pulls it out, and then it's just, you know, you hear me talk about eyes. A lot of times guys can see things and can't get there. He can see things and get there.
Taylor's rushed for 53 yards. Ryan Williams straight ahead. Matter of fact, with his performance on the ground today, Taylor has moved past Michael Vick into 3rd all-time among rushing quarterbacks at Virginia Tech. And by the time he is done, Tyrod, probably by the end of this season, if he goes at his usual pace, he'll be the all-time leading rusher among Virginia Tech quarterbacks. Bob Schweikert and Brian Randall now the only 2 ahead of him. Here's Holly Rowe.
Guys, predictably, a lot of people compare Tyrod Taylor to Michael Vick, and they have a close relationship. They grew up in the same area, in the Hampton Roads area, and Tyrod speaks to Michael Vick on a regular basis and texts him, and he said the best advice that Vick has given him is don't try to be me. You know, there's so many comparisons and living up to what Michael did here on the football field. He said you've got to be yourself, do what you can do, and Tyrod said that really helped him as a young quarterback play within himself, and he's still trying to prove to everybody that he can throw, but certainly we know he's been able to get it done with his feet.
You know, Holly, that's a great point by Michael Vick, because it's Tyrod Taylor can do what he can do, and the game is his own game. And Michael Vick has his own game, and to be honest with you, Michael Vick still has to show us exactly when he has to prove that he's still Michael Vick. You know, he's kind of learning it again. He's been off for 2 years. It'll be fun to watch with the Eagles.
Returning to action this weekend, Ryan Williams bounced off a couple of hits and staggered out to the 32-yard line. DeMarcus Van Dyke made the tackle. That Hampton, Virginia area has produced a lot of quarterbacks. Tyrod Taylor, Marcus and Michael Vick, Ronald Curry, Aaron Brooks.
That may be the best.
Tyrod Taylor told us he remembered growing up as a young boy going to watch Allen Iverson play quarterback in high school.
I hear tons of people talk about Allen Iverson and how quick he was as a quarterback.
A lot say he was the best of that bunch in the peninsula.
All right, listen up.
Let's get serious for a moment.
I've got one word for you, and it's sportsmanship.
How important is it?
Well, let's put it this way. We're lost without it.
Respect, honor, integrity,
and responsibility are all part of sportsmanship.
It's vital to the game. You got it?
Hey, what's with the blank faces?
Let's see some enthusiasm.
There you go.
The University of Miami is on the move. We're revealing the mysteries of the world, from the eye of the hurricane to the human genome. We're creating oceans of knowledge and helping to shape citizens of the world. We're making a difference right now in the classroom, the laboratory, and on our playing fields. So keep watching us. The University of Miami. It's all about the U.
While we were away, Randy Phillips, the senior safety, heading to the locker room. He has a right wrist injury. They're going to x-ray it. 3rd down and 4. Miami now out of timeouts. Virginia Tech with the ball at their own 32. Here late in the first half. They lead 21-0. Tyrod Taylor on the run again. And it looks like he got the first down. The crowd thinks that he did, although the spot is back very close to the 35-yard line. I'm not sure he got it.
And Sean, even that he's close, he can thank Darrell Roberts. And it looks short from here, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Darrell Roberts, he maintained that. Tyrod Taylor tried to get to the edge. Darrell Roberts gave him the edge the whole time and stayed on it.
And he didn't make it. Out of bounds, just short of the first down. The down marker on the sideline says 3rd down.
Clock is running down. It's at 3 seconds.
Frank Beamer, I believe, wanted a timeout just before the play clock expired, but they threw a flag for a delay of game.
It must be. The spot may be being reviewed.
There might be a challenge by Frank Beamer. It looked like he was talking to the official nearest his sideline, and then that official ran in to talk to the referee. The crowd saw a replay on the board, and they thought it was a bad spot. They groaned.
Remember, it's where the ball is when he goes out. Ooh. Looks like it's on the upper part when his foot is touching.
He's still inbounds there. The ball's up a little closer to the 36-yard line.
That looks like a first
down. Give him the first down. And then this is a very hard one for the replay official. I mean, how do you really accurately determine where that ball is?
I agree with you. That's a tough call. You don't quite know where he goes out, and it would just be conjecture.
Yeah, I don't think there's evidence to suggest that they need to change that call. And then Frank Beamer will have a decision to make, and you would think if it is 4th and inches with a 21-0 lead, a minute and a half to go in the half, and Miami out of timeouts, he'd punt.
Especially with the way his defense has been playing.
It was a Virginia Tech coach's challenge that cost them a timeout. And they did not change the spot of the ball after the replay review, so it's 4th down and inches. And Brent Bowden will come on to punt. Of course, he had a problem earlier with a high snap. Travis Benjamin standing at his own 25.
Nice punt.
A boomer by Bowden, and it goes out of bounds near the 15-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 15. 50-yard punt by Bowden. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 Eastern on ABC. The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues in Dover, Delaware, after last week's win in beautiful New Hampshire. Overall points leader Mark Martin will be looking to leave the field in the dust, but Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin are hot on his heels. It's the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup at Dover, presented by Burger King. Coverage begins tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ABC. Denny Hamlin is a Virginia Tech Hokie fan. Miami with only 2 first downs in the half. Out of timeouts, they play it close to the vest, and it's Javaris James out to the 17. Cordero Thompson made the tackle, and it looks like Miami will come up to the line quickly, although they're going to shuttle the play in now from the sideline, and that'll take a few seconds.
You know, Sean, the defensive down 4 of this Virginia Tech defense, they've played very, very well in this first half. They've taken away the inside running game, and they've gotten pressure. And of course, Foster's always also run some blitzes to give pressure as well. But those down 4 have been controlling the line of scrimmage.
On the delay, some running room. And Javaris James has a first down. The clock will stop to move the chains. Neither team has a timeout. And the line of scrimmage will be the 32 when they snap it again.
35 seconds left. They need to get about, let's see, about 40 yards here.
James again, that's going to be a big time killer. He's spotted down at the 35-yard line. Jason Worrells and Cordero Thompson made the tackle, and the clock goes under 20 seconds. Left in a miserable first half for Randy Shannon and the Hurricanes.
Now they're just going to be content to let this one go. And that's a dominating performance by this Virginia Tech defense against a good Miami offense.
Here's Holly with Randy Shannon.
Coach, how's this weather affected your team in the first half?
I don't think the weather affected us pretty much. We're just not able to stop the run game when they're running the ball down our throat. So we got to make some adjustment in the second half. We got to come out and try to run this football and get some big plays. We've been having a little bit, but it's not what we needed.
Your offense hasn't moved it that well. What do they have to change?
Well, we got to come out and execute. I mean, they're doing a great job up front with their defensive line. Our offensive line have to pick it up.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And Randy hit it right on the head. Virginia Tech 154 yards rushing in that first half. 21-0 Hokies at the break. Stay tuned for complete halftime report right after these messages.
This is Tailgate Week, presented by Kingsford Charcoal.
And we're back in Blacksburg, Virginia. The Virginia Tech Hokies leading Miami 21-0 at the half. They dominated statistically, really reflected the way the half went. Miami just 54 yards of total offense. Ja'Cory Harris 2 out of 9 passing for just 38 yards. And It seems the rain, the wet conditions, Matt, really affected Miami. They're a team that relies on their speed and athleticism, the down the field passing game, and it all looks out of sync today.
Yeah, it really does. But to me, when you look at it, I think I go back to what Randy Shannon told Holly at the end of the first half, and that was it starts up front, that offensive line. They need to protect. They need to open the holes inside for the running game. They're down 21 points. They've been dominated through the first half. I think what they've got to do right now is just come back and establish something, because to this point they've established nothing.
And Virginia Tech will kick off to begin the second half. The usual Hokie formula in the first half. The defense set up a touchdown. The special team scored a touchdown on a block punt, and the offense chipped in today with a couple of long drives, including an 89-yard touchdown drive. They had an 88-yard drive that ended in a missed field goal. Justin Meyer kicks it, and the second half is underway. Short and down to Greg Cooper. Tripped over the hash mark. Stayed on his feet, and a big return to open the half for Miami into Virginia Tech territory to the 47-yard line. As we check out the Pacific Life game summary, Frank Beamer said we need to get pressure on Ja'Cory Harris, and the Hokies did.
Now the big deal is getting the pressure and then giving Tyrod Taylor some time to work, and he did it both with his arm and with his legs. And then again, special teams with Beamer ball chipped in 6 points of their own.
Matt Reedy had the easy part, scoop it up and bring it a yard or so for the touchdown. After Jacob Sykes blocked the punt. So here's Ja'Cory Harris, and that's more like the Miami passing attack we've seen in the first 2 weeks of the season. On target to LaRon Byrd. Barquell Rivers and Stephon Virgil made the tackle, but it's a first down for Miami.
It always interests me what they go back to that they do well. You're down like this, you're out of sorts. Then what do you go back to? The short three-step pass. Just get it to Byrd, and he took a smack to the kisser right there, but he held on to it.
14-yard gain. That was their first completion on first down. They continue to throw on first down, now 1 out of 6. Play action pass. Harris into a crowd and incomplete. Looking for Leonard Hankerson, one of those tall wide receivers. They have 4 wide receivers in their regular rotation who are 6'3" or taller, and their top 3 tight ends are all 6'4" or taller.
Well, they got big receivers, and they're going to hurry up here to try to take advantage of that.
Trying to get in a rhythm. Down the seam, has a man caught inside the 5. On target to Hankerson, who got walloped, but held on. First and goal, Miami, out firing here to begin the third quarter.
That's a great job from the sideline here with Whipple making his call. They go with the hurry up, and then they're able to get Hankerson down the middle against Barquell Rivers. Boy, he took a shot. This is the second big hit here in the second half.
Dorian Porch hit him. 30-yard gain on first and goal. It's Javaris James near the 1-yard line. Cody Grimm made the tackle. You have to like the adjustment. Pick
Absolutely.
up the rhythm. Try to get a little tempo going.
Yeah, man, and go to what you know you do well. And for Miami, it's throwing the football, and he just wanted to set quick and get the ball out quick. And then, again, they had nice protection. He's able to buy some time and find the receiver down the field.
Harris showing that beautiful touch, dropping that 30-yarder into Hankerson. Second and goal, power formation now. 2 tight ends in for Miami. Javaris James with a flag down to the line of scrimmage. It is a touchdown if it stands, but the official on the line, far side of the field, tossed a flag.
Touchdown.
Had trouble with the referee's microphone all day. Perhaps he's being victimized by the rain as well. But Darrell Thompson was lined up offside.
But if you're a Miami Hurricane, you did exactly what you said or you needed to do, and what Randy Shannon said we had to do at halftime. Make your adjustment, come out and put 6 on the board.
There's Matt Bosher. He's never missed an extra point. Now 50 for 50 in his career. Well, the kickoff return gave them a spark and plus field position. They needed just 5 plays to go to 46 yards. A couple of big completions of 14 and 30 yards. There is a flag down on the extra point. Virginia Tech was offside. And it is 21-7. And that was the kind of offense we've seen. They were so impressive on offense against both Florida State and Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and this is the way they did it, Sean. They just come out in their first down, 3-step drop, boom, ball comes out right on target. Then you get the matchup you like down the field to those big receivers you talked about, and then just use power football. Now, all those things, the throws, the runs, are all set up by one thing, and that's the offensive line. If you notice, Chakori Harris, he has a new clean jersey. So he's starting fresh.
Fresh start for his team as well. Much more crisp than anything we saw in the first half.
And in this game, as in any game and at any level of football, confidence looms large. As soon as you start to believe you can get things done, the whole thing changes.
Alex Uribe kicks off. His dad, Dr. John Uribe, well-known orthopedic surgeon.
What the heck is that?
Boy, a lot of confusion on the return. It's the true freshman David Wilson, who after a couple of stops and starts finally took it out to the 21-yard line. Here's Holly Rowe.
With Miami at the half, their great safety Randy Phillips is out for the game with a right forearm injury. It's a big blow to them. They just had a couple of guys coming back in Telemac and Van Dyke, so they are hurting in the secondary. And then also for Virginia Tech, Davon Morgan is out for the game, backup safety.
These guys are dropping today.
Thought you said this was the kind of day you can't get hurt when it's a little wet.
They forgot to say something.
Ryan Williams, the lone back. Tyrod Taylor comes out firing. And off target, wasn't on the same page with Xavier Boyce, the redshirt freshman from Virginia Beach.
Again, now if you're the Miami defense, this is the big, this is right here. This is a nice time for a transition. They have to hold it because they put the 6 on the board. The offense has some confidence in themselves. They've not done well in the run game at all. Now you have, it's a 2 downs right here, but this is a big series for them. The way they start the second half.
Second and 10. And Williams is stuffed. Loss on the play. Sean Spence, the linebacker, led the defense, and Colin McCarthy was in there again.
Telemac was in there too, but this Colin McCarthy, he's playing a heck of a game. And like I said earlier, Spence is a smaller guy, runs very well, but McCarthy, he sees things very fast, he diagnoses them well, and gets to the ball well.
I thought he played a little bit tentatively in the opener against Florida State, coming back from that shoulder surgery. He's let it fly the last couple of ball games. Third down and long. Taylor's going to try to run for it. Turns nothing into something and did not appear to get the first down. Fumbled it across the boundary. Looked like he was already out when the ball squirted out, and it also appears that he's short of the first down. Gave it a great effort, but they're going to mark him down just shy of the 30 and a full yard shy of the markers.
Yeah, he pulled this down fast. He wasn't about to throw the ball. He was going to use his legs the whole time. Now he got a couple blocks, was able to get out to the edge, but Brandon Harris was able to get him down, and then that's a big win for the Miami defense. You give the ball right back to the offense and see what they can do.
Trying to keep momentum on their side. Another high snap. Bowden handled that one, but it wasn't his best punt. Out of bounds near the 35-yard line. So again, good field position for the Hurricanes after a 35-yard punt.
Hey, Mom, I need some minutes.
I just gave you some at the restaurant.
Yeah, no, I threw them out. They were old.
Old?
So...
They're rollover minutes. They are as good as new. You know, not everyone gets to keep their unused minutes. And these days, we can't afford to be wasteful. Saving minutes.
Saves money. Yeah.
Only AT&T's Family Talk with Rollover saves your family's unused minutes. And saving minutes saves money. Now get 50% off all Samsung touchscreen phones after mail-in rebate. Only from AT&T.
It looks like nothing else on the road right now, proclaims GQ magazine.
Did you see that?
The interior positively oozes class, raves car magazine. Slick and sensuous, boasts the Washington Times. The most striking VW in recent memory, declares...
Okay, I get it already.
I think we were in a car commercial.
ABC Tuesday.
Jane Doe found 6 weeks ago.
On the all-new series from Jerry Bruckheimer.
He has to know that his future wife is missing.
Smart money would say he killed her.
ABC's The Forgotten. All new Tuesday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Back in Blacksburg, sellout crowd, and the coach's trophy presented by Dr. Pepper's on him. That trophy's conducting a season-long tour, stopping at some key games. Of course, it'll go to the City BCS National Championship game winner on January 7th. Miami with a score to get back within 14 points on first down here. Ja'Cory Harris runs around for a while and then has his man for a first down. 12-yard gain to the 47 to LaRon Bird. Plenty of points shown by the sophomore Ja'Cory Harris.
Yeah, and saying, hey, Tyrod Taylor, you can run around and make a play, so can I. And he does just that. And again, like you said, it's the poise, John. At the end of it, eyes down the field, boom, ball comes out and Bird makes the play.
Harris, a proven winner between his high school and college careers as a starting quarterback, 33-1. To the run with good results. Across midfield goes Greg Cooper. Dorian Porch took him down at the Virginia Tech 47. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Miami. Only 4 minutes in to the second half. They have changed momentum of this game around.
Yes, they have. And they've done it on the arm of Ja'Cory Harris. And the thing that impresses me is that Mark Whipple, the offensive coordinator, wasn't afraid at all to throw it right on the kid. Just go ahead and do it.
You expect a close game when these two longtime rivals get together, playing for the 18th year in a row. Of course, they were together in the Big East, made the move together in 2004 to the ACC. Diedrich Epps, the reception, and it looks like with the forward progress, he has the first down at the 43. Some remarkable stats, Matt, in this rivalry. Prior to today, Frank Beamer had coached 18 games against Miami. The series 9-9 under Beamer against Miami, and both teams had scored exactly 391 points in those 18 games.
And you'd say they're pretty even, wouldn't you?
The Hokies have won 9 of the last 14 head-to-head. Miami won last year in South Florida. Big hole, first down to the 30. Greg Cooper, part of that tandem with Javaris James. And when they have a combined 25 carries or more, Miami's 7-2 all time. They're working toward that number today.
Yeah, both of them are good backs, but this Cooper kid, I think he's special. I think he's another guy who's got good runner's patience. As you saw in that replay, he just waited for everybody to go one way and then just cut back nice. Runs well with his eyes again. He's nice and patient.
He's carried 8 times for 41 yards. James 10 carries, only 21 yards. After a 13-yard gain, that one's dropped. And that would have had them down around the 10. It's Jimmy Graham, former basketball player at Miami, played 4 years, used up his basketball eligibility, and joined the football team this year.
Yeah, but Sean, here's the difference right now. I mean, he took his eyes off the ball and he drops it. That shouldn't happen. But Ja'Cory Harris is getting a lot of time. And Whipple is moving him around when he wants to. And he's mixing it up. And now the defensive front that was dominant in the first half is stymied here in the second half.
Will that drop be a momentum stopper? On 2nd and 10, it's the run, and it's a loss of 3. Barquell Rivers took down Greg Cooper.
Yeah, Barquell Rivers, Sean, we watched him a week ago. And you and I, we talked about him, and I think he's one of those guys who's growing into the position. He's a young player. I think each week that goes by and he sees more and more, he'll get more comfortable because he's starting to diagnose and key a little bit better each week. Usually when a guy is a little hesitant, he's slow, it's not all registering yet. It's new for him, but he's getting better.
He and Jake Johnson, young and inexperienced, they've taken some blame for some of the defensive problems so far this season. 3rd and 13, has another man open, and it's a drop ball. Again, Jimmy Graham. That throw was a little high. They've been very impressed by how well Graham has taken to football. He hasn't played since the 9th grade in high school, but he's had a couple of chances to make a big play on this drive and hasn't done it.
Yeah, and I think what he's going to see is it's just the simple things. It's just look the ball in, follow it all the way into your hands. The first one that he dropped, he turned his head, and the second one here just didn't quite get the handle on it.
It's like they're going to go for it. They're a little slow out of the huddle. Play clock down to 5. 4th down and 13, Miami. From the Hokie 33. They came on a blitz. It's a short throw that does not yield the first down. Got them plus yardage to the 25. Now they're about 5 yards short. And Jimmy Graham will see those drop balls in his sleep tonight. Stephon Virgil made the tackle on Diedrich Epps.
But I like what Virginia Tech did there. So what they did, they came with a blitz, so they're going to force a quick throw. And you have 3rd and 10, or whatever the down is, a long way to go. So you force the quick throw that comes out, and then you have a chance to make the tackle. And Virgil did a good job of coming up and making that play. But Graham, you're right. He's going to be sick to his stomach. But he'll have more plays to make and opportunities as this game goes on.
There are some who think he has a chance to follow in the lines of Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates as basketball players in college who got drafted, went on and played in the NFL and had outstanding careers as tight ends. The teammates trying to keep his spirits up.
You know, he's an athletic guy, and sometimes they call him hybrids, but usually hybrids was short for a tight end who can't block. It is changing.
Here's Ryan Williams on 1st down. Breaks free. Boy, the tackling awful for Miami. And Williams goes all the way down to the 31-yard line. Those drops by Graham may indeed have been huge momentum turners as Williams rifles off a 44-yard run.
Well, the whole thing is set up by James Brooks, the guard, number 68. You're going to see him pull outside and get a key block. And then Ryan Williams just, and come right back inside. See, the backer overextended himself. Sharpton got too high. He used his momentum against him and then cut back inside and gets the big run.
Williams again off the left side for 2.
Sean, we've been talking about Ryan Williams and his strength and running with his eyes and all those things, but he's one of those guys who gets stronger as the game goes on. He's over 100 yards again. You can see 24 for 119, but his best days are all ahead of him, and he is not even close to what he's going to be. He just has some natural run skills.
And for 164 in their rout of Marshall, 107 last week against Nebraska, and over 100 again today. Trying to turn the corner to the right. A lot of these Miami tacklers coming in very high. They did manage to wrestle Williams down at the 26. Then it'll be 3rd down and 5.
You know, if there's one observation I've had, and this is for all of football, and I watch high school, college, and professional football, but tackling has been awful. And generally, in the last few years, in the early parts of the season, it's been that way, and it's getting better as the season goes on. But teams don't practice it, and they think that if you just get hit, that you're tackled, but that's not the way it works.
Virginia Tech went back to some good old-fashioned tackling drills this week after the problems they had. Taylor runs and has the first down. Saw Colin McCarthy go off the field. He lost a shoe. He's had a great game on defense. No, if he would have been a part of the defense on third down. But he wasn't available, and Taylor ran for the first down.
Yeah, and Taylor pulled it down. He saw the coverage. Where he wanted to go wasn't there. And then, Ja'Cory Harris can make some plays with his feet, and so can Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor's done it week after week. And he's a physical guy. He's not afraid to go. He's not afraid to go in there and take a hit.
His fourth first down rushing for Tyrod Taylor today. Ryan Williams to the 18-yard line, a gain of 2. Brandon Harris made the tackle. Under 6 minutes to go. Virginia Tech led 21-0 at the half. Miami a quick score to begin the second half. They were driving again. 2 drop passes ended their drive. And a big run by Williams. As Randy Shannon and the Canes back on their heels again. They're in field goal range at the very least, the Hokies. Over the middle, the big tight end, Greg Boone. First down, first and goal. At the 8-yard line, Colin McCarthy made the tackle.
I think Greg Boone is one of those guys that's just completely underused. He's a big man. He's 280 pounds. Does a pretty good job in the running game. But usually when you have linebackers who are just kind of learning how to play back there, the tight end eats them up. And Greg Boone's a big target, and he's made some timely catches. I'd go to him more.
He was a quarterback in high school. And he wasn't much under the 283 pounds he weighs now back then. Ryan Williams puts his head down and gets a yard to the 7. They've used Boone in that wildcat kind of look, the wild turkey as they call it here in Virginia Tech. I don't know if I want to see him running the ball out of a wildcat formation.
That's a big man coming at you. I think Frank Beamer, when you take a step back and look at what Frank Beamer has done with this Virginia Tech program on the whole, I mean, it's phenomenal. Over the last 29 years, to take it from where it was to where it is, he's done a phenomenal job.
Williams down to the 5. Even a field goal here puts it back to a 3-score game with under 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The beginning of his tenure was difficult. It took about 7 years before Frank really got it going here. After the 5th and 6th year, some speculation he might not be back. He had to let go a bunch of assistants. That was difficult for him. He's fiercely loyal. And they turned the corner and then some. They've become one of the best programs in the country. Third and goal. Tyrod Taylor running out of time. And it is incomplete, out of bounds along the near sideline. Jarrett Boykin caught it, but he was out of bounds with Chevis Grant in coverage.
Yeah, Chevis Grant did a good job of understanding where he was and plastering to the receiver, knowing that Taylor's going to move, and then making sure he's getting him pushed to the sideline to kind of shrink that window. There was no window really to throw it into.
Yes, this is almost an extra point here, 22-yard field goal, but Waldron's already missed a short one from 25 yards from an angle. And with the rain falling, it's a little less of a sure thing. No problem, right down the middle. And with 3:49 to go in the third quarter, Virginia Tech now leads Miami 24-7 here in Blacksburg, Virginia.
You're watching ESPN on ABC, home of the 2010 Rose Bowl game and the City BCS National Championship game.
It looks like nothing else on the road right now, proclaims GQ magazine.
Did you see that?
The interior positively oozes class, raves car magazine. Slick and sensuous, boasts the Washington Times. The most striking VW in recent memory, declares...
Okay, I get it already.
I think we were in a car commercial.
Your life has more than one dimension. So should your beer. Michelob Ultra, with just 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories. It's not just a great tasting choice, it's a smart one. Live life to the ultra.
Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you.
T-Mobile presents the first phone that becomes 100% you. The new MyTouch 3G with Google, only from T-Mobile.
ESPN's college football on ABC, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Live life to the ultra. Pacific Life. For insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. And the Volkswagen CC. Visit your local dealer for a test drive today.
Well, last week's episode of Milling Around was about that Virginia Tech quarry. Produces so many of those beautiful stones you see all over this gorgeous campus. Another installment of Milling Around today, time permitting. Justin Myers kick came down on the squib to Mike James, and he returns it to the 36. Let's check in now with Matt Weiner in New York.
All right, Sean, South Florida freshman quarterback B.J. Daniels is our nominee for the AT&T All-America Player of the Week. Made his first career start in his hometown of Tallahassee and delivered for the Bulls with a pair of touchdowns through the air and 126 yards through the ground. Text vote to 345-345 for your mobile phone and cast your vote.
Great win for the Big East Conference today. South Florida over Florida State. Miami on first down. Averaged a half yard per first down play in the first half. Better here in the third quarter. And there's another quality gain as Javaris James goes for 9 to take you to the 45.
Yeah, and what the other thing what you're not seeing on the graphic is confidence, because their confidence is they're averaging 10 yards a carry in confidence. They right now, they look like the Miami we saw the first 2 weeks of the season.
Wins over Florida State and Georgia Tech took Miami from unranked to number 9 in the country. They're in the AP top 10 for the first time since prior to the 2005 Chick-fil-A Bowl, when they got hammered by LSU 40-3, and they've not been seen in the top 10 since. Could be a very short return to the top 10 unless they can mount a big comeback here in the second half. First down on the carry for Javaris James. Cordero Thompson made the tackle, but James got it out to the 46. And the rain, which has been steady throughout, is increasing in its intensity here in the second half.
I got to tell you, the field is holding up pretty darn well. And the pump that Holly talked about, pumping all those gallons of water out, is working. And this field is a tray field. And it's holding up really, really well.
And Ja'Cory Harris wants timeout. That could be costly later on. 2:27 remaining third quarter. It's an ACC battle between Virginia Tech and Miami.
You're watching ESPN on ABC, home of the 2010 Rose Bowl game and the City BCS National Championship game.
You just follow me this way, please. This right here is the social sciences building where Christian Laettner once had a few classes. Shane Battier jumped this. Elton Brand ate a sandwich over here once. Grant Hill used to get up at 4 a.m. and do Tai Chi right here. Question. Are you ever going to talk about academics? Well, this is the computer lab right here. where J.J. Redick used to bench press servers. Moving on. Carlos Boozer used to walk through here with his backpack full of lead weights.
America, center of equal daughters, equal sons. Grown, ungrown, young or old, strong, fair, enduring, perennial with the earth, with freedom, law, and love.
Cheez-It bakes so much real cheese in such small bites, people are wondering,
how does Cheez-It do it?
I know. Cheez-It.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Hi, Dad.
lots and lots of cheese baked into little bites. Cheez-It, the big cheese.
You know, I sell tools. Tools are uncomplicated. Nothing complicated about a pair of 10-inch hose clamp pliers. You know what's complicated? Shipping. Shipping's complicated.
Not really. With priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, shipping's easy. If it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
That's not complicated.
No.
Come on.
But handshake?
Right here.
All right.
Priority mail flat rate boxes. Only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
Kelsey Grammer stars in Hey, premieres Wednesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
More great football tonight, 8 Eastern on ABC. Joe Paterno, the 5th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions host Iowa. Iowa, of course, a winner against Penn State in Iowa City in a big game, dramatic ending that dashed the Nittany Lions title hopes. Revenge perhaps on their minds tonight, although Joe Pa says no. Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. 1st and 10, Ja'Cory Harris scampers out near the line of scrimmage. Jason Worlds in hot pursuit. Hasn't been a kind start to the year for top 5 teams, and every week of this season to date, a team ranked in the top 5 in the country has lost. It already happened this week with Ole Miss going down at South Carolina. It's the first time that a top 5 team has lost in each of the first 4 weeks of the season since 1990.
And Sean, that game tonight, that could be a big game for Iowa. They match up very, very well with Penn State and always play them tough.
No gain for Harris. 2nd and 10. He's in trouble. And he is stripped of the ball. At the 43, there's a pileup. And the Canes got it back.
It looked like it was Jason Worlds off the backside with the pressure, but he had time down the field, started to scramble, and then the ball got stripped from the backside. And there's Worlds right there. And a good pass rusher will always do that. He will always come and slap at that ball and knock that sucker away. Well done by Worlds.
Second time Harris has fumbled while being sacked, of course, early in the game. Virginia Tech recovered and wound up scoring shortly thereafter. 3rd and 13.
Put a tackle over here.
Harris with a nice pocket, and it's almost intercepted. Ron Bird curled open, but Cam Chancellor came flying through the air and knocked it away.
Outstanding job by Cam Chancellor, sitting back there and reading the eyes of Ja'Cory Harris. You can see, watch number 17 right in the middle. Take the eyes back, now go. Nice block, nice break on the ball. Bird thought he was coming open, but Chancellor read it. Nice break, knocked it away.
Ron Hosley back for the punt from Matt Bosher.
That's a
hits
live
a
ball.
Hokie. Live ball, still free. It hit Eddie Whitley, and I believe one of his mates rescued him.
Oh, that is, now you have to know as the returner, when he sees that ball falling short, he's got to yell out to get away. You can see him, he's trying to yell, get away, whatever the hot call is. And of course it hits Whitley, and then it's a free-for-all. And the Hokies do a good job of jumping on top of it. As soon as it hits him, that's a hot ball. That ball is live.
An agonizing second half here for Miami. The 2 drop passes key when they were seemingly on the verge of making it a 1 touchdown game. And that ball was there for the taking. They couldn't come up with it. Ryan Williams, the ball carrier. Colin McCarthy made the tackle after a short game. The entire world blacked out. Everyone saw a vision of their own future. Now the investigation begins to discover why did it happen. Thursday's #1 new hit drama is ABC's Flash Forward. See an all-new episode this Thursday at 8/7 Central on ABC. This could be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Virginia Tech taking a 17-point lead. Tyrell Roberts was rocked out of bounds near the line of scrimmage, and it was Colin McCarthy again. He's had a huge game for Miami.
Very, very well. And Holly told us in the break that he's nursing a bum ankle, but you don't fool him. He sees things and he gets there fast.
We're told that Lindell Gibson was credited with recovering the ball after the problem on the punt for Virginia Tech. A big play by Gibson. Virginia Tech leads 24-7 as we go to the 4th quarter in rainy Blacksburg. We're back in Blacksburg and heading to the 4th quarter. Sean McDonough, Matt Millen, Holly Rowe. Cool and rainy day here in Southwest Virginia. A solid all-around performance by Virginia Tech. Held Miami to 148 yards of offense through 3 quarters. This is 3rd down and 10, and Tyrod Taylor throws it away. They want a grounding call on the Miami sideline.
Well, there's not going to be a flag.
Marcus Robinson had the pressure on Tyrod Taylor.
And the reason there's not going to be a flag, he's going to move outside the box, watch him, and then he sees it, and then he's just going to ground it. And is there an eligible receiver around? Looked like the answer to that was no.
You are correct,
but he
sir.
was outside.
Travis Benjamin. Miami should get good field position with Benjamin standing at his own 45. Brent Bowden gets the kick off with the rush coming. And it's a good kick. Bounces out of bounds at the 37-yard line. 47-yard punt. And we look now at our Pacific Life game summary.
Well, Virginia Tech dominated in the first half, especially rushing the football, and they continue to do that. But what's not in those in that game life summary there is the drop balls by Graham, because they were going in and they were moving and they were playing with great confidence, and the 2 drops kind of got them out of sync a little bit.
Still time with their explosiveness, but this is a Virginia Tech defense that's starting to live up to the traditions of Hokie defense today. Miami had only 247 yards of offense last year in Miami when they beat Virginia Tech 16-14. And that is intercepted. Rashad Carmichael brought it back inside the 25.
Carmichael, they just rolled the zone. He was sitting in the back. He read it the whole time. Carmichael read it, but Ja'Cory Harris never did. You're going to watch him right down here. He's going to start kicking his own back, and then they try to do a little double move, but he never even bit it. It was nothing. And Carmichael read it perfectly, saw it the whole time, and makes the big play. They tried that little nod and then out and up, and Carmichael's eyes were back in the backfield, read it perfectly, and just continued to get depth exactly how you have to play it.
Second interception of the season for Carmichael. Now they go to some trickery. Tyrell Roberts took the handoff, and he got belted out of bounds. But the crowd loves the creative play calling and the going for the jugular on the part of the offensive staff.
Yeah, and a good job by the receivers. You see Jefferson right there on the corner. And then Darrell Roberts as he goes down. Oh, nice shot there.
Well, it looked like it's helmet to helmet.
That's good football to me. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But listen, that tapping you hear on your TV screen right now, those are the nails going into the coffin of that Miami defense, because right now they are hammering it home.
And it's Ryan Williams. Tough run. The crowd likes that as well. Down to the 6. Brandon Harris, Jared Campbell in on the stop of Williams, his 30th carry of the afternoon. He's up to 133 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Yeah, and you know, one big run sandwiched around a bunch of nice gains like that. 7, 8, 5, 3. Here comes another 10, and then it's just been body blows all game long by Ryan Williams.
Second and 3. Williams again. We mentioned when we spoke with Brian Steinspring, the offensive coordinator, yesterday, he took some of the blame for their less than impressive offensive showing last week. And he said one of his criticisms of himself was he didn't stick with the inside running game long enough, wasn't patient enough. He's been patient today, and he's reaped the rewards.
He has been patient. I think, you know, to be fair to Brian, he's still learning as freshman too. I mean, they're just getting a feel for where he is, and like I said earlier, this is one of those guys you got to be patient with, because he's a patient guy.
3rd and 1. Virginia Tech came to the line quickly. Tyrod Taylor gets the first down, and for the delight of these Hokie fans, the clock will keep ticking as well after they move the chains.
Tyrod's coming off. He's motioning for something, whether something got in his eyes or something. And that was a good job of that quarterback sneak. And if you notice, he took a step and then went to his left, saw where the hole was, and then got the first.
Well, they're going to use a timeout now. I think it was 6 seconds left, but they wanted to. They could have bleeded a few more seconds off the clock.
You know, I go back to, as you and I talked about in commercial break, you go back to those drops by Graham, and that just was a punch in the stomach to this Miami team.
It was 21-7. They had scored a touchdown to make it a 14-point game, and they were marching briskly again into the Virginia Tech territory. And a couple of the pass plays, that was the easier of the 2 catches. That one a little high, but still quite catchable. And they love Graham's talent. They think he might have a chance, despite playing only what will be 1 year of college football, to play in the NFL. 4-year player in the basketball program, 104 career block shots. And he's been down ever since, but like a lot of young men in this program, and like Randy Shannon himself, he's been through a lot worse. You know, Randy Shannon, the story's been well told, has overcome adversity since the time he was 3 years old. His dad was murdered. He lost 3 siblings to AIDS. Twin brothers, older brothers, who were addicted to crack. Randy himself fathered a child at 16. You know, he can relate to a lot of the issues that players today have to deal with. And Jimmy Graham was basically abandoned by his parents as a young boy, lived in a foster home, adopted by a woman from his church when he was 15 years old. So a couple of drop passes aren't the worst thing that's happened to Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, and you'll never be able to be really successful until you experience no success. And then you also learn to appreciate it a lot better too. But he's going to bounce back. This is a good kid. This is a good kid who's just on the upswing.
And with talent and with the size, 6'8", 260 pounds, and the athleticism, he can run a 4.5 40. 1st and goal. The Hokies trying to put it away. And it's Williams. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
just a power O. Pulling the guard, following Jefferson. Sergio Render pulls around, gets himself a block behind Big Ed Wang on the left side. And it's that big size that we talked about on the front against the smaller defensive front of Miami.
And Matt Waldman kicks the extra point. Textbook Virginia Tech football today. This time an interception leads to a score. Coming up, Matt's deep ruminations with the latest installment of Milling Around.
You're watching ESPN on ABC, home of the 2010 Rose Bowl game and the City BCS National Championship game.
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
2 half-pounders, please.
Even someone your size only needs one.
Yeah, but I'm taking my mama to lunch.
$1.99 half-pounders at Taco Bell featuring the new Nacho Crunch Burrito. A $1.99 gives you double the seasoned beef and all the good stuff. Think outside the bun.
When I think of value, I think of Wrangler. Always have.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Built comfortable. Priced right.
You can pay more, but you won't get more.
Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Meet Bob. Bob's helping us see where it's easier to find money. In there, or when you compare auto insurance prices at Esurance. Fill out one easy online form for real-time prices from Esurance and other leading companies. Then, Esurance helps you buy from the place that saves you the most. How much you got?
$53.
Good work. But Esurance is a better one-stop shop to find cash. Drivers who compare rates at Esurance save $451 a year on average. Find your cash in minutes at Esurance.
ABC tomorrow, 9/8 Central. 2 brides, 1 groom. Which one will he choose? ABC's Desperate Housewives, the season premiere tomorrow, 9/8 Central on ABC. Over 21 million made ABC Comedy Wednesday the #1 new night for comedy.
Surprise!
And Modern Family a smash hit.
Why are you drinking coffee?
It's my culture. I'm Colombian.
What part of Colombia are those French toaster sticks from?
See why critics in all of America love.
Well, we'll have to have you over.
I'd love it. We are never having her over.
ABC's Modern Family.
She already slept with 2 dads from the school.
That's horrible.
All new Wednesday, 9/8 Central. Laugh with all of America on ABC Comedy Wednesday.
Well, whether you're living in the Dallas area, if it's just your heart that never left the great city of Dallas, log on to ESPNDallas.com. Local coverage of the Cowboys and Texas Longhorns, among many other topics covered there. It's all on ESPNDallas.com, serving the sports fans of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Well, Virginia Tech, they've had a tough schedule to open the year, too. Lost to Alabama, beat Marshall, beat Nebraska. They're playing their 3rd-ranked opponent in 4 games. Miami, its 3rd-ranked foe in 3 games. And it's all Virginia Tech.
And a live ball.
Mike James had trouble with the squib kick from Justin Meyer. And he's down shy of the 20. Well, it is the TV craze that has taken the nation by storm. It's milling around. And just in case people wonder, you really do, around your state, drive the tractors and wear the overalls.
Oh, yeah, that's just the way it is. But and what I do, though, a lot of times you just get to thinking. You think about a lot of different things. And you come down here to Virginia Tech, and there's a lot to think about. The least of which is I saw these cadets all over the place, and I got to thinking about them.
Well, the Corps of Cadets, a long-standing tradition at Virginia Tech, dating back to the founding of the school in 1872. Greg Cooper carries to the 31, 12 yards, and a first down. What else did you discover about the Virginia Tech Corps Cadets?
Well, the first question I had was, who are they? Are this just another ROTC class? But they're not. It's a Corps of Cadets that is here 24/7. They're in uniform 24/7, and it goes back to 1872 when the school first opened. 80% of the Corps of Cadets earn a commission in the armed forces. It's impressive.
Greg Cooper dancing across the 35, and then he got swarmed under by Cam Chancellor and Rashad Carmichael.
Sean, over 100 of their alumni have achieved the rank of general or admiral, and 7 of their alumni have earned the Medal of Honor. And no other military school other than West Point has had as many as Virginia Polytechnical Institute has. Now, they're not the 230 Infantry Wild Boars of the 10th Mountain Division, but they're close.
With a young Millen in that group to which you're referring.
And he ain't milling around, I'll tell you that.
He's not. Tavares James, the ball carrier. Cam Chancellor made the tackle. That Corps of Cadets is a part of the great spirit on this campus. A campus that obviously has endured the tremendous tragedy of the shootings here a couple of years ago.
They're impressive. They're impressive. I saw them when I got over here this morning around 9:30. They were marching in cadence and doing what they should be doing.
Those cadets and the rest of the crowd roaring, and there's a short pass that they couldn't connect on. Mike James, the intended target. Well, they saw at the beginning of the game the flags coming on the field. After September 11th, Virginia Tech started bringing the flag of the United States onto the field before every game. That goes to a player who had an outstanding performance in the previous week. They also started bringing out the Commonwealth of Virginia flag. That goes to a walk-on player who's had an outstanding performance. And then beginning this season, the Hokie Spirit flag. A player who has demonstrated loyalty, trust, respect, and dependability brings that flag out in honor of the men and women serving in the United States military. And all 3 flags are given after the run-on to the Corps of Cadets. Some of the many great traditions.
These are bags. They fly free.
Did you know other airlines charge up to $20 for the first bag?
And 30 for the second.
Round trip? That's almost $100.
That's crazy talk.
Well, how about if I just send my bags on vacation and I'll stay home?
Why do you charge for bags?
For any bag out there watching this commercial right now, fly, be free.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC Mac. It's been kind of a rough quarter, so I brought in a trainer to get me back on top of my game.
Come on, get started, you bucket of bolts. PC Mag rated Mac #1 in customer support. Are you just gonna take that?
No.
PC World's readers called Mac #1 in reliability. He's laughing at you.
I'm not laughing at you.
He's #1 in customer satisfaction. What are you?
Okay, maybe we could try some positive reinforcement at this point.
Sure. You're doing a good job, Mac.
Thanks.
Hey.
Let's put a few thousand kilowatts in a vise. Squeeze some savings back into our budget, into our attics and walls. Let's locate the original energy source called you and turn that machine up full blast. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Come get 50% more savings on insulation with a new lower price of just $9.37 per roll.
On a road trip, I map out the cheapest gas station so I can save a few bucks. We can spend it on
dog food, bags of it. So we use a credit card that gives us cash back.
It's always good to buy only solid colored wrapping paper. It's good for every occasion, like
new snowblower. I got it off-season, half price. It's a man machine. It's aggressive.
At Citi, we know everyone's talking about spending smarter, and we've got lots of ways to help, like credit cards with cash back. Because we all have to spend, so let's be smart about it. And that's why Citi never sleeps.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's most reliable wireless network. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And the Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Back on the campus of Virginia Tech. Miami going for it. 4th and 3, down 31-7 from their own 38, 10:23 to go. Harris needs a block, now throws on the move, and it is caught. Leonard Hankerson keeps hope alive for the Hurricanes. And he goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line with Dorian Porch shoving him out.
Yeah, Whitley was right on him. And he buys the time with his feet. You can see him. That's nice coverage. Now Plaster, get your eyes to the receiver. He just did a good job, Hankerson did, of turning and getting down the field, and well thrown by Ja'Cory Harris.
34-yard gain that gets them over 200 yards of offense at 2:01. Slow developing run for Javaris James yields very little, and we send you back to Matt Weiner for Sports Center right now. Update.
All right, Sean, Sports Center right now is presented by Sprint. Oregon is controlled job at best, and Jeremiah Masoli has hit Ed Dixon for 3 touchdowns. The Ducks are dominating number 6 Cal. Meanwhile, Tim Tebow, who took a separate plane to Lexington because of his illness, has started. Florida already on top of Kentucky, and Lexington 3-0.
And here in Blacksburg, Ja'Cory Harris on target for a first down. Ron Bird had forward progress to about the 17 before he was run back.
So Sean, up 31-7, 4th quarter, 9 minutes to go. And Bud Foster is still blitzing, going man-to-man, bringing the safety off the corner and trying to get pressure on the quarterback. It's called a good game today, and more important, his players have implemented it very, very well.
Harris, got a great block right in front of him.
Oh, somebody got waffled in there.
Whoever the back was who stayed in there to block laid out one of the oncoming rushers. It's the Ron Collier, the intended receiver, on that pass. And it was Cooper, I believe. Watch him block.
This is what we're talking about. That's a great shot. Greg Cooper, he's just an all-around good player. In every aspect of the game, you watch him blocking, catching the ball, running the ball. I like that kid.
2nd and 10. 9 minutes to go. And that play's doomed. Ron Collier on the end around, stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. It was Dorian Porch, who's had a terrific game. Part of the action. Cody Grimm back there as well. Loss on the play. Back to the 22. Even the 23 now.
So of course you have to ask, what the heck was the safety doing right there? And the answer is, it's another call by Bud Foster to get him up and coming. Look at the total yards. You can see it was a track meet up until today.
And they're back-to-back games of 450 plus for the first time since 2003. Down the seam it goes, and it is broken up, and no flags on the play. Diedrich Epps, the tight end, the intended target, and Cody Grimm broke it up right in front of that cadet cheering section in that end zone.
And we talked about Cody Grimm before, and just a good instinctive football player. Did everything right there. See, just kept his eyes right on the defender, but Foster's reacted to the whole thing. But once the ball got to his hands, then he knocked it right out. It's well done by Cody Grimm.
4th down again. They'll go for it. 4th and 17 at the Virginia Tech 23. Harris running out of time to throw it. Throws it up for grabs, and it's batted down, incomplete. Cody Grimm there again. Eddie Whitley had coverage. And Virginia Tech holds and takes over on downs. And Ja'Cory Harris now 9 out of 25 passing today.
You're watching ESPN on ABC, home of the 2010 Rose Bowl game and the City BCS National Championship game.
I'm Dr. Love. This is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It has a kiss of cherry flavor. This devilish elixir has a kiss of cherry.
Dad, it's not kiss. It's kiss of cherry. It's amazingly smooth. Be smooth
Dr. Pepper Cherry is amazingly smooth.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
New BlackBerry, huh?
Yeah.
Me too. How sick is the web browsing? All the apps, GPS, video.
Yeah.
You didn't get your BlackBerry with the Verizon network, did you?
No. Sorry.
So it doesn't work here, does it?
No, but paperweight mode.
All right.
Now get a BlackBerry at our lowest prices ever, like the Storm for just $49.99. Plus get another free. BlackBerry runs better on America's largest 3G network, Verizon Wireless.
Garth, you're up.
Hold on, I'm at CapitalOne.com picking a photo for my credit card. Here's one from my prom. Oh, what memories.
How about one from our golf outing?
I know. Maybe one of my firstborn son.
Dad, Mom says the boys gotta go.
Personalize your card by uploading your own photo at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet?
Extreme Makeover Home Edition. 2-hour season premiere ABC tomorrow. Wednesday, starting at 8/7 Central, with the premieres of Hank and The Middle. ABC Comedy Wednesday gets even funnier. Seriously.
Reddick, you want to tell you something funny?
First, Kelsey Grammer learns to downsize.
This is the best money I ever made. No, it isn't.
The series premiere of Hank. And for Patricia Heaton, Average Rules.
What happened to me?
Well, back then, you're wondering what your life's going to be. Well, now you know.
The series premiere of The Middle, Wednesday, starting at 8/7 Central. Laugh with all of America on ABC Comedy Wednesday.
Tomorrow afternoon, 1 Eastern on ABC. The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues in Dover, Delaware. Mark Martin, the overall points leader, increased that lead with last week's win in New Hampshire. Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin among those on his heels. It's the NASCAR Sprint Cup at Dover, presented by Burger King, tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ABC. Johnson and Hamlin both 35 points behind Mark Martin. Here's Ryan Williams. Well, Miami came here 2-0, and both of them were conference wins to give them a leg up in the Coastal. It's a big day for the ACC. South Florida dealt Florida State a heartbreaking loss after the Seminoles got that big win at BYU last week. BC wins in overtime. Maryland is off to a dreadful start this year. And with North Carolina's loss, Miami is the only team in the ACC without one loss for the season, and they're not going to have any undefeated teams left after today.
Yeah, another 7.5 minutes. There won't be any.
They had 4 teams in the top 25 entering today, led by Miami with Virginia Tech, Florida State, and North Carolina.
Sean, you know what's interesting? They came into this game, they had a bad start, and then it really took them a half to regroup.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And then when they finally did regroup and go back to what they were good at, and that's, you know, 3-step ball, come out and get rid of the ball fast. Corey Harris had a little bit of rhythm, and then, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but then, you know, the couple of drops, it just took everything away from them.
Well, they were down by 2 touchdowns and looked like they were driving to get within 1 when the drive fizzled. And we mentioned with their big wins against 2 ranked teams, Florida State and Georgia Tech, to start the year, a lot of people were asking the question, is Miami back? They may be on the road back. They're certainly better, it seems, than they were the last couple of years when they bounced around the 500 mark.
One thing they're going to have to do there, they're going to have to get, they're not real big in their down 4 people. And that takes a toll when you get a guy like Ryan Williams and his offensive line if you just get after him and keep pounding the football. So, you know, he's got like around 140 yards today, and that kind of defense needs points at their back.
Ryan Williams now 34 carries, 150 yards rushing. And we talked to Frank Beamer about that. He said he doesn't think Miami ever really went away. He said the difference is the trigger man.
Right.
In recent years when they've struggled, really ever since Ken Dorsey was their quarterback. And there's another 3rd down conversion. There is a flag down, however, as Williams carried for the 1st down yardage if it stands. Another tackle for Colin McCarthy.
Holding. Number the 18 of the offense. 10 yards to previous spot. 3rd down.
He must have been 19 cold.
They do have an 18, Sam Wheeler. Frank Beamer was making the point, and I think a lot of people in Miami would agree, and maybe the rest of the talent wasn't as good as it had been back in the old days, but the Brock Berlin, Kirby Freeman, Kyle Wright, Robert Marvellata last year, the quarterback play wasn't up to the Miami standard. With Ja'Cory Harris, at least in the first 2 games of this year, it has been at the kind of level that will allow you to compete for a conference championship. And we talked to those Miami players, Matt, during the week, and a couple of them, Randy Phillips in particular, said the road to the ACC title goes through Virginia Tech. It used to be whenever you were in the conference with Miami, the road to the league title went through the Canes.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, this Cane team's a good team, and they've got some good people on both sides of the ball. But to echo exactly what you said, that quarterback's got some poise. He's an accurate guy. They protected him better here in the second half, but they'll win a lot of games with him.
Brent Bowden to punt. Frank Beamer thinks they've had the talent level similar to Miami teams of years gone by, just haven't had the quarterback. But Miami did have their streak of 14 years in a row with a first-round pick in the NFL draft ended this past April. Great coverage
by Cody Grimm.
Still out there, starting linebacker covering punts with a 24-point lead and under 5 minutes to go, and he was out there to run down the punt return by Travis Benjamin. We've talked a lot about the ACC, a great gesture of sportsmanship and camaraderie within the ACC this week, and with more on that, here's Holly.
Well, that's right. Virginia Tech is still hurting over some of those last-minute Boston College losses after the last few years, but not so much so that they're not getting behind linebacker Mark Herzlich, who is fighting cancer in his leg. This week, the team is selling Team United bracelets to fans. The scout team was out before the game selling them. They hope to present Herzlich with a check before the Boston College game down here on the field for $5,094. That 94 signifying his number. Pretty classy move by Virginia Tech to support an opponent who is fighting for his life.
So Mark Herzlich, a terrific young man, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year last year. And by all accounts, a wonderful person battling a rare form of cancer. He hopes to come back and play for Boston College next year. And without Herzlich, BC picked to finish last in the Atlantic Division. Give Frank Spaziani a lot of credit. With that win today against Wake Forest, they're off to a 3-1 start overall.
Outstanding.
Jeff Jagosinski came in there, won a lot of games, but took advantage of great talent he inherited and then left the program a lot worse off than he inherited it. And now Frank Spaziani and that staff will have to build it back up. Talk about a guy who blew up his career. Jeff Jagosinski with the Boston College Eagles and then on to Tampa Bay to be their coordinator, and didn't even make it to opening day in his first year as coordinator.
Down goes Frazier. And that happens, and he's a solid coach, and he'll be back.
Miami might want to be a little more quick in and out of the huddle. I mean, the outcome is no longer in doubt, but I'm sure Randy Shannon would like to see him snap the ball with more than 2 seconds left on the play clock. Mike James out to the 35. And I think some of the Virginia Tech Hokies probably didn't like all the attention on Miami coming into this game, and the fact that they were the favorite coming in here to Lane Stadium, where the Hokies have won 10 games in a row.
You could feel it. You could feel it when we were out at practice the other day. Just, you know, Frank Beamer does a great job of giving great perspective to this football team. He paints a realistic picture, but he also lets them know this is what we need to do to win. If we do this, we'll win the football game.
Nobody back deep for the punt from Matt Bosher. And Randy Shannon thought his team coming into this game was dealing with the hype generated by that 2-0 start very well.
When you need it fast, get it fast.
Sarah, you're home!
On the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Now get 50% off all Samsung touchscreen phones after mail-in rebate, only from AT&T.
I know exactly what I'm getting.
He always knows what he's getting here.
No menu needed.
Have you heard about our never-ending pasta bowl?
Wait a minute.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. Classic sauces and delicious new ones like our homemade creamy Parmesan Florentine and roasted portobello pomodoro. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want, just $8.95, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks.
Who's not sure what to order now? Not sure what I'm gonna order first.
Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
What do I smell?
Despair.
Oh, I thought it was waffles.
ABC Tomorrow.
I can't do this. It's adultery.
Luckily, we're both adults.
Television's most revealing premiere
Lift it up. That's why your school nurse is an obstetrician.
becomes the social event of the season.
Hello, Susan.
One wedding,
Okay, I did not see that coming.
2 brides. Here come the wives. ABC's Desperate Housewives season premiere tomorrow, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Every single person lost consciousness at the exact same time.
Last Thursday, everyone on the planet saw a flash of their own future.
We're all prophets now.
This Thursday at 8/7 Central, the search for answers begins.
FBI!
Television's most watched new drama. ABC's Flash Forward. All new Thursday at 8/7 Central on ABC. Watch with the world.
I'm Matt Weiner in New York with this SportsCenter in-game update. We told you Tim Tebow started for Florida. He's got the Gators started off on the right path. 47th rushing touchdown of his career puts him 2 back of Herschel Walker's SEC record. The Gators have now blocked a punt for a touchdown pending the kick. 16-0 in Lexington.
Florida owns the longest winning streak in the nation, 13 games. Here's David Wilson, the true freshman with blazing speed, 4.3 in the 40. And he got taken down near the 30-yard line. Ray Armstrong made the tackle. That's the first carry of the game for David Wilson. And Frank Beamer thinks he's going to be a star someday.
Well, I'll tell you what, you watch him at practice, that is one funny kid. He is constant motion. He's like a cartoon out there. When he's not practicing, he's off to the side. He'll mentally go through every rep. And then the funny thing is he'll run through a play and he'll go through it and then he'll stop and he'll run it in reverse just like you're putting it on a T-bone and running it backwards. It's hilarious.
He's very acrobatic. Watching gymnastics on TV as a very young boy, about age 4, he taught himself how to do backflips, and he put on a show at Media Day.
And this is right before he got dizzy. Look at that. This kid is a funny kid. He's a funny kid. He's a great kid. Is in a coat and tie, a shirt and tie all the time. Did it all through high school. Does it here. But tremendous upside. Just waiting for him to get the chance.
How when you went to practice, he was running around in a very tight circle to try to loosen up his ankles.
Oh, I think he was just trying to loosen up his mind. He didn't know where he was going.
Very likable young man. He wears a shirt and tie every day to class. He did that his senior year in high school. Said he wanted to be a positive influence, make a positive impression, said people respect you more when you dress well.
Well, Sean, what impressed me more than him wearing them was he irons them all.
Yes.
Now that's a good man. I thought I was the only good iron man out there. Let me rephrase that. Man who irons.
Well, this crowd has responded. They came out in full force as always, even on a miserable day. And it's a big win for Virginia Tech. They'll go to 3-1 overall, 1-0 in the ACC, and they'll hand Miami their first loss, 2-1 overall and in conference. And Miami with the 4th straight ranked opponent next week at Landshark Stadium. They will host Oklahoma in a game you'll see on ABC. First team since Notre Dame in 2000 opened with 4 straight games against teams in the AP top 25. Many people believe they would start 0-4 off the troubles of the last couple of years and against that schedule. Even though today's a disappointment against the expectation level coming in, 2-1 against this schedule with a chance to go beat Oklahoma next week. They wanted 4-0. They wanted to be green, understandably so, but they still have a chance to have a great year.
Yeah, and this is a young team. It's a well-coached team, and it's just finding out just exactly where it is. This game will make them better.
Mike James. That defense answered the call. Bud Foster challenged them to live up to the traditions of Hokie defense, and they deliver today. There's 209 yards of offense for Ja'Cory Harris and Miami, and Virginia Tech victorious today, 31-7. Meanwhile, the Hokies rushed for 272 yards on their way to 370 yards of offense. Here's Holly.
Coach, early in this ball game, your defense forced that early turnover. How did that change the complexion of this game?
Well, it got us off. It's getting back tight, and our defense did a great job. Our offense did a great job. We really played well, and we beat a really good football team. I tell you, Miami's really good, and this is a special win.
Your ability to run the football seemed to be a big difference. How were you able to do it?
Say it again.
Your ability to run the football.
Yeah, well, we knew. I mean, against this crowd, you got to occupy time. You don't want that quarterback on the field, and we just. I think we ran that ball good, and we needed to run that ball good.
But Foster had questioned the makeup of this defense this week. How do you think they responded?
I think we responded pretty well. I think we responded great as a football team. I mean, we win as a football team, and I thought we did great tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was indeed Beaver ball today. 2 touchdowns were set up by the defense with takeaways, and the special team scored on a block punt. The offense did more than its fair share today. Final score, Virginia Tech 31, Miami 7. For a complete wrap-up of this game, we'll be on ESPN News in just a couple of minutes. Now for Matt Millen, Holly Rowe, and our entire crew, Sean McDonough saying so long from rainy Blacksburg, Virginia. And now let's send you back to the studio where it's surely much drier.